It's like telling. Oh. I got it. I figured it out for once. I hate my angle already. I don't like it. Hi, you guys are watching the Mac and Cheese podcast. Today's guest is a member of the Game On Wisconsin, you're correct? And Cheesehead TV.
Yep. Well, I'm not a member of Cheesehead TV, but
I guess Game On Wisconsin. I know that's like fun for you.
I contribute to Cheesehead TV.
Whatever.
So yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so you kind of work for them, not really.
Not yeah. It's hard to explain. Let's just say that I'm part of their Patreon group.
Okay, fine. Or that.
Either way, we're glad you're here.
It is Amar, right? Is that
yeah, Amar. Yeah, Amar. Yep.
Yeah, I knew it. Their Twitter will be in the bio, so if you want to follow them there, please do. Okay, so we appreciate you having you on. Hey, Justin, do you want to kick it off?
Hey, hope all is well. I know you might have a couple of answers to this, but what do you think is your most anticipated game for this upcoming season?
Oh man, most anticipated game. I think there's two. One is the Niners coming to Green Bay. I'm really, really looking forward to that. We finally get them in our house. I think, we kind of let them off the hook. The old Dennis Green, freaking out on the press conference. We let them off the hook.
They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were. Yeah, exactly. And look, I truly believe like this will be a chance for us to exercise a lot of demons. That's one game. And another one is Houston. The CJ Stroud love game. Like, I'm not big on quarterback wins, but just seeing those two young guns go at it. D'Amico Ryan's former DC of Niners who gave us fits. It's going to be two games I feel like are really going to test the team to kind of see where we do stand against probably two of the younger, better teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, they're two most anticipated. They're two great matchups, both at Lambeau Field. I wish Houston was set for nighttime instead of a certain other game in that week, but it should be a fun game to watch. As for the 49ers, I can't wait for that game either. We're gonna get them this time, both regular season and potentially postseason if they face each other, and then hopefully sweep the Lions this time. They don't deserve a win against us.
No, I agree with that.
What's your thought, Mary?
I will say I want to see the Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
It's Joe Barry revenge game for one.
No, not really.
I'm excited to watch that. Like Jeff Hafley versus Joe Barry. Like the different defenses. I'm so excited for that game. And it's because it's at Lambeau and it's like should be snowy around then. Hopefully.
Should be cold.
It should be cold, yeah. Not cold enough, but it'll be pretty cold, yeah.
And we know, like, winter, Tampa, like, Florida teams do not do well in the cold. I mean, we've seen Derrick Henry in the cold a couple years ago. Yeah, so
that was pretty nasty. And that was an A.J. Dillon breakout game, basically. So, yeah, yes. I feel you on that.
And also, hey, speaking of Nick, he's in the chat.
I remember watching that A.J. Dillon game in 2020. It was like, we were all scared of Derrick Henry, and then Derrick Henry was held to less than 100 yards or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Derrick Henry I think he was the rushing leader at that time. I think he ended up as rushing leader, right? But yeah, like he came in, I'm like, snow game. Yeah. Our run defense was garbage. We're like, okay, he's just gonna run all over us, and we found a way to shut him down.
Right.
And I mean, it was great, and I couldn't agree with more. The Miami game, like. It's going to be funny. Joe Barry is like the run defense coordinator for Miami, right? But Anthony Weaver is the DC there. Yeah. And I'm thinking like he's going to be the one that's like, like if that defense plays well, it's more so going to be because of him. And then Joe Barry being like just a small part of it instead of him actually running the show, right? But
I didn't think about that connection either. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Because
I couldn't.
didn't we take him from the Dolphins too?
No, Weaver is he's a Baltimore Raven guy. So he was
Oh, okay.
he was on Mike McDonald's defensive staff when he was
Or
over.
maybe it was Anthony Campanelli. One of them is from the
Yes,
Dolphins.
yeah. So Campanelli was he was the run.
Dolphins.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was the
that's what I was
linebacker
thinking.
and
Yeah.
run game coordinator for Miami.
So
And then
basically, Joe Barry and him switched places.
it's like yeah,
pretty much.
yeah,
Is what I'm hearing.
yeah.
This should be a fun game.
It'll be a good
Another
game.
one
It'll be a
I'm
good game for
excited
sure.
to see is the 49ers. It's a Devondre Campbell revenge game as well.
Yeah.
And Patrick
Yeah, I
Taylor.
didn't think about that. Yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, I kind of forgot about him. So
See, I can't. He's from my area of Florida, so I can't
cool.
technically.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to pass up.
Of course.
The Texans, that should have been prime time.
That should be a good game. Yeah.
And the Lions away. Like we'll see how Jordan Love does.
I agree with there. I think Lions. The funny thing is like they're like kind of hitting a pace now where they're not going to stop. Right. Like in many years in the past, they would have pretty decent teams, but then like the GM or whatever wasn't just making the greatest decisions. Right now they have they have John Dorsey there who's really assisting Brad Holmes, but Brad Holmes is the running the show, and they are just killing it on the draft, killing it on acquisitions for free agents, and like they're doing a great job. Like the fact that they kept Ben Johnson is good for them offensively, but on defense, keeping Aaron Glenn, I'm okay with that because he has shown that he's a good motivator of men, but he's not a good defensive coordinator. Like he's the kind of dude I think would be a good head coach, but him running that defense, statistically, they have not been a good defense since he's been there. So I'm happy he's still there because that means we have an opportunity to eat up that defense. So I'm not complaining.
Right. So what are your thoughts about Jeff Hafley?
Jeff Hafley?
Mhm.
Oh man, I am smitten. I am completely in. Like from the times of just listening to him speak at every press conference, listening to him talk when he was at BC, also hearing what other NFL players that played up under him have said. I think he is exactly what we need. I feel like when we got Matt LaFleur's way of like attacking defenses and teams is to go at their weaknesses, right? Like he's not like Mike McCarthy had this old way of like, hey, we're gonna run our stuff.
Right.
You're gonna know we're gonna run our stuff, and we're not gonna adapt or change. We're gonna just run it, and you got to beat us, right? LaFleur never thought that way. I feel like he's like, okay, I'm gonna find where the weaknesses are and attack the weaknesses. And now we have somebody on the defensive side who thinks the same exact way. Like with Joe Barry, everybody knows how I feel about Joe Barry. And the fact is, I'm not a fan, but he would go out there week in and week out and just do the same thing and expect a different result. And I don't think we're going to have that with Jeff Hafley. I think with Hafley, he's going to be a pro. He's going to have he's going to have the same concept in the sense like, press man. I just found out what open close means. And like, having more of an aggressive style defense, but he's going to try to figure out a way to see, okay, these guys are good at the run, but they're okay at the pass, or whatever the case may be. Oh, this offensive lineman has a weakness on blitzes, or this one has a weakness on 2-gap, 3-gap, trying to figure out different ways of attacking their weaknesses instead of just saying, okay, this is our scheme, we're going to run it, and then hopefully we win. So I'm extremely excited, and I'm hoping that Jeff Hafley isn't like, how like Mike McDonald came from Michigan, right? And then he ran the number 1 defense in Baltimore, and then boom, he got a head coaching job like the following year. I'm really hoping to God – no, he might have been there 2 years. I want to say maybe 2 years. I think he might have been there 2 years. But basically, I don't want Hafley to do. I want him to do really well, which is good for us, but not to the point where like that he's getting head coaching opportunities. And I don't. In his defense, like he did that in BC, right? He was a head coach. He was a recruiter. He was all these things. I think he just wants to go back just to coaching and focusing on the things that he loved, which is defense. And hopefully, we can keep him around long enough to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I just love the vibes around.
Yes.
I like the vibes around the defense. Jair was that more of the defensive players were excited to be under Jeff Hafley, and some players were able to get off of OTAs because they were able to participate in the main camp, mandatory main camps enough to get an exemption. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, I'm all in.
Yeah, I gotta admit, like hearing the fact that Jair was back at 1265 like in March, right? And the last couple of years, you could just tell he just wasn't really feeling it. Like, I'm not to
Yeah.
speak for him, but like his actions definitely showed it. And he just wasn't probably happy with his game. He wasn't happy the way he was being utilized. He probably obviously wasn't happy with the training staff, because this new training staff came in. Aaron Hill from 49ers came in, and Halfley being the who he is, he probably came in and he's worked with them. And I feel like he has a good connection already with those two, where like
Right.
that's why he's so bought in now, right? And
Mhm.
Gaining Xavier McKinney probably made a difference too, because on the back
Yeah.
end there was no trust, right? I mean, Savage, he has his pros, he has cons. Amos is very assignment
Mhm.
sound, but
Right.
like when Amos was gone, there definitely was a hole there, and
Yeah.
I don't think you have that anymore now with Xavier.
Right. And I think one of the reasons why Jair came back is because he wanted to learn more from Xavier McKinney too.
I can see that, yeah.
I think he said something about that with Halfley too,
Mhm.
coming to Green Bay. I'm not sure if you see chat, but we have a Bears fan in chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Gotta say, I'm enjoying y'all continuing to sleep on the Bears. It's
No
gonna be that
sleeping
much
on the
more
Bears.
people when we beat y'all and
Don't
we go.
worry, don't worry. The Bears will be hibernating by a week.
Yeah. First off, they're sleeping on you guys just because you went and got all these players. Like, let's be real. The Bears they've gone and spent tons and tons of money. They've had draft capital up the wazoo when they pick players up. It doesn't mean anything. It has not really amounted to anything. You guys had the DVOA number 1 or top 5 defense, and Jordan Love eviscerated that week 18. So, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, you're hoping that Caleb Williams works out, but he may not. And let's not forget, you guys have Shane Waldron as your offensive coordinator. Go back and look at Jackson Smith and Jigba's like interview about Shane Waldron, and that should give you a lot of reservation about feeling about your offensive scheme. It ain't gonna be good, dog. So you can talk all the trash you want, but broke up Keenan Allen, and then on top of that too, you don't know what you got in Caleb. You don't know what you got in Rome. I love
Right.
Rome. I
And
love Rome Duze. Like, I love him, but I'm hoping he doesn't do that great there.
And that 17-9 score didn't tell the whole story. There were a whole bunch of Packers left a whole bunch of points on the board.
Yes. Yep. Completely agree.
Missed field goal and missed field goal touchdowns that should have counted, etc.
Yep.
Yeah, and also the Bears got Jonathan Owens. So how was that going to pan out?
Simone
I
Biles is not going to be a good luck charm.
You'll be too busy at the Olympics, man.
Go
Yeah, I
let
was
her in the
gonna say.
Olympics, but that's it.
He's going to miss all of training camp because of his wife is in Paris too. The NFL gave him time off from training camp to be in Paris with his wife.
For the
So
like, he's a vet. He's a vet. But yeah.
but
It's still pretty funny though. I agree.
it's like it's gonna be his revenge game against the Packers too, if you think about it like that way too.
Watch him get run over by Josh Jacobs.
That's true. How's Josh Jacobs gonna do? Like,
Oh, I think he's going to be absolutely amazing. I think last year, for what he was able to do with the way there was so much disjointedness with McDaniels getting fired, and then on top of the two, Antonio Pierce comes in, and
right,
Pierce wanted to keep him. He was actually kind of pissed that they weren't able to keep him, and
right.
he's literally a year removed from being the rushing king of the NFL. So,
True.
and that was on the team again with not much talent. Like, let's be real, that Raiders team was not that great. Yeah, I think Derek Carr was still there, but even he wasn't playing that great, right? And so, for me, I think Josh Jacobs came into the perfect situation. He has a better offensive line. He has a better play caller. He has a better quarterback. And then on top of that too, it doesn't have to be all on him, right?
True.
Like, if you think about it, like, he has all these weapons on the boundary. He has a lot of good talent, young talent behind him. I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a resurgence with us, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to the question soon. Josh Jacobs doesn't have a rushing touchdown. Is that going to happen, Jordan Love, ever?
Rushing touchdown or passing touchdown? I think it's a
receiving touchdown. He hasn't had a receiving touchdown yet.
Yeah, receiving touchdown. That's it. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah, it's definitely
probably on a wheel route.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just seeing the way we utilize Aaron Jones out the backfield. Now he didn't get the ball much, like in the passing game, which I think he should have, because if you saw his numbers at El Paso when he was in college, man, he played everywhere. This is Aaron Jones, obviously. Now I'm a big Aaron Jones fan. I'm still sad that he's not here, but like, he played everywhere. And Josh Jacobs is no different. I mean, he is an Alabama kid. He played all over that scheme. He was catching the ball, he was blocking, he was running. Like he could do everything. And I think that's the reason why they got him. They spent a little bit more money. They went and got him because minus last year, he's a pretty durable guy. Like he's had injuries, but he never misses games.
Okay.
And he is a 3-down back. Like he can do everything. And he has pedigree too, right? Playing at SEC, playing at Alabama, that helps a lot as well too. So
right, and also Josh Jacobs is playing with a college teammate Xavier McKinney too.
yeah, exactly. Wow. That was another thing too. Yeah, and then also him and Keyshawn Nixon too, because they both played him when they were in Raiders.
Also,
right?
Rich Bisaccia is another reason why apparently Josh Jacobs signed with the Packers is because Rich.
Dude, Rich made an impression when he was the interim head coach there. People were actually pissed that he didn't get the job because the fact of just him not only taking that team, and they were in the playoffs, and I was like, he was like that should have been his job, honestly. But you know what? If he is the head coach there, who knows what happens? That's like a whole other alternate world. Real quick, living for JC, Shane Waldron made your Pro Bowler. Yeah, he didn't do that. It was more so all the weapons and all the talent around him. And again, go listen to what Jack Jigma has to say about his former OC. And he didn't have a lot. He had nothing nice to say. And literally, he started laughing. And he was like, oh, man, like, do I got to say something nice about him? And then he's like, wait, is this live? Okay. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm just saying. I was like, let's not. I was like, okay, have fun. If you think that, I was like, we've seen what Caleb can do with a subpar OC when he was in USC with Cliff Kingsbury, who I think is not a good OC by any means, and now he gets even a worse one with Shane. So good luck, have fun.
So one thing to note, I don't know if you guys heard this on NFL Network. Josh Jacobs did say Jordan Love is going to be the next superstar
I saw that.
NFL, and Josh Jacobs also said this. To me, just from what I've seen, he has all the traits and the tools to be a superstar in this league. I think that as he keeps continuing to play and he gets experience and becomes more confident in his abilities and what he can do, he's going to be the next superstar in this league for sure. Josh Jacobs said that a couple days ago.
I mean, honestly, I don't see Josh Jacobs being the kind of dude that just makes stuff up. Like, he's not saying something to blow smoke up someone's butt, right? Like, he truly believes that, right? I think, and the truth is, everyone saw it last year. Everyone saw what Jordan did literally during the Pittsburgh game and afterwards in the Chargers game, right? Like, I think me, Justice, and Bernie were talking about how, like, the Chargers game, you really saw Jordan come alive, right?
Oh, okay.
And, like, for me, and the biggest thing I feel when it comes to Jordan's ascension is going to be the fact that last year was with the youngest team, youngest offense, a lot of first-year players, a lot of people learning in the game. Now everybody's on the same page. So the offense should hit the ground running and take the next step. I don't know. We'll see how that's going to take some time, right?
Yeah, you have a Bears fan complaining again. Stacy, DJ Moore.
I get it. Yeah, you got weapons. Yeah, DJ Moore's legit. Odunze could be a weapon. We'll see what happens. Keenan Allen, he had a torn ACL when he came into the league. He's had continual hamstring issues. He missed a lot of time last year, so he is definitely a hurt commodity. Cole Kmet is a decent tight end, but again, like it's all on the presumption that Caleb Williams will hit the ground running. Just because he's the first overall pick doesn't mean anything. I mean, I still remember those articles saying that Mitch Trubisky was going to dethrone Aaron Rodgers in the NFC North. So, like, it's nothing new there. And Jacobs has missed games, but he plays through a lot of injuries. He's playing through torn labrums. He's playing through other injuries that we are well aware of. There's times one time where he literally took a plane the day of the game to be able to play in the game, even though he was listed as, what was it? Not probable, questionable, doubtful to play because he had like 5 different injuries. He's still playing the game and still played well. So that's fine though. I was like, I mean, who do the Bears got? I mean, they got what? They got DeAndre Swift, they got Foreman. I mean, like, are we really comparing right now? Like, your offensive line is still Swiss cheese. Like, come on now. Let's not do this.
Oh, people are saying name one successful Bears quarterback. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Yeah, Butler is the only one that's done anything, and even that's not really saying a lot. Like, come on, dog.
We still haven't seen a Bears quarterback go over 4,000 passing yards.
Thank you. Oh, because Living JC is not talking trash. He's just having a conversation. So I take my semi-aggression back. I thought you were talking. I was like, most Bears. I actually mess with. I actually am really cool. A lot of Bears fans like Buff Llama, and there's a couple other guys out there too. Brian Whiskey, a few of them. They're good Bear fans, and they have good conversation. They're not like they don't get disrespectful about it. So
Yeah.
I think Living JC is the same way too. So man. Hey, man, good luck this year. We'll see you guys week 9. We'll see what you guys are about then.
You mean week 11?
11.
Is it week 11?
Yeah.
Week
Yeah.
11 it is.
It would be mid-November.
Oh, there you go. Perfect time.
Do you think the switch from the Jordan Love game was the Steelers game or after the Steelers game?
I think it was in the Steelers game.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think at a certain point he just like LaFleur just let it rip because I think he was playing extremely like even the play call was passive. You know, like I think LaFleur was having a hard time, like maybe trusting Jordan in a sense, right? Not like saying you get what I mean, right? Like he's first year starter. He didn't want to put too much on his plate. He kind of wanted to help him as much as he can. And at a certain point, he's like, "The heck with it. We just got to go," right? And if you go back and listen to the great film breakdown people like Andy Herman, Dusty Evely, Justice, all these guys will tell you, like, if you look at those first 5-6 weeks, man, like you had literally receivers running all the wrong routes. Like they were running, and Jordan's going back 5-3, 5-7 drops, and he's like looking to throw, and then like the guy's not where he's supposed to be. So, right, like he has to improvise, he has to make a move, he has to throw it away. I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just what the film says, right? And I'm not a film junkie. Like I'm not a film junkie by any means. I just listen to what other people do and what they say. And the guys that I trust, you know, that's what they said. And you could tell like the offense started getting it together during that Pittsburgh game, and maybe they simplified things, or they just started catching up. And you just saw the results of that after the back half of the season.
Right. So I know you previously interviewed Aaron Negler from Cheese TV, like we were talking about in backstage. It was a month ago. I looked it up today.
Yeah.
What was it like interviewing him?
Oh man, Aaron. So Aaron is like my boy, man. He is really good people. We align a lot on almost everything Packers related. Also non-related Packers social stuff. We align almost on everything too. He's a girl dad. I'm a girl dad. And so like, yeah, it was great because I watch his daily show daily. I attend his happy hours. I also watch their transplants with Corey Banke. And interviewing a guy like him who's such a big deal in the Packers blogosphere was definitely like a little nerve-wracking at first. A little nerve.
Right.
But because I've spoken to him during the happy hours and on Zoom so much, there was a little bit of like comfortable like conversation with him. So he's like I said, he's a really good dude. And what I love about him is like he's just like us. Like him and Corey started out just like we are all starting out, trying to like just put our names out there, trying to talk about Packers from our perspective. And for him to come on the show meant a lot, and it definitely got us like a lot more views and stuff like that. And like I said, like Aaron's amazing, man. He's a really nice guy, good dude, and like just I'm supposed to be going to New York one of these days, and I'm looking forward to meeting him actually for once, right, in person.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But yeah, he's a good dude. Like I said, interviewing him was a lot of fun because he knows football through and through.
From what you're explaining with Aaron Negler was with with Tom exactly like that. It's
I believe it.
So incredible. Yeah.
Again, Tom's like us, man. Tom started out with a YouTube channel, right? Yeah. And he just loves football. And what I love about him is the fact that he's like kind of like me in particular. Like I love not only just I love Packers football, right? But I love all NFL football,
right?
And like for him to be able to speak on all of that is so cool. Yeah. That's a dream of mine to be able to do that one day.
I also love like Tom's like charity aspect of his channel in particular. Like
yes,
he recently raised over $1 million. People, $1 million for charities
in under 3 years.
Yeah, in under 3 years. I don't know if you saw his recent tweet, but he said by next year, $2 million.
That's crazy. Look, more power to him. Like for him to do what he did last year, the 30 for 30, and then this year doing the international ones.
Right.
I was like, man, like Tom is amazing. And then also you can't forget, if you're gonna talk about Tom, you gotta talk about Johnny Barks, his cameraman. Johnny, another really, really down to earth, cool dude. And just I love the work that they do together. Like they give more than they receive, and it's people like that. You need more people like that in the world because with so much negativity, so much just self-interest for a lot of people. It's good seeing that there's people out there that actually care about others and are willing to sacrifice their money, their time, their energy to help others when they don't really need to and they choose to. Like that means a lot.
And a healthy elbow too. It was like when Tom jumped on the table in Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Bill's Mafia.
There's a Bill's Mafia person in the chat.
Right? What are we doing here? Come on now.
Oh no, they both got COVID at an NFL game. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
So my friend Peter, he's living for JC in the chat. Obviously asked other people about this one, but would love to get your thoughts on it. What do you think is the biggest adjustment Love needs to make? That now that there's film out there to be able to beat him.
For me, I think that the biggest adjustment that he needs to make is maybe getting more comfortable at the line. Like what I mean by that is you saw what he was able to do in the Dallas game, right? Where he was able to like call out plays. He knew what the defense was going to do. He knew all of this was coming, call the right protections, call the right, route changes, and then was able to throw that wicked touchdown to Dontavian Wicks, right? I think for his next step is going to be getting more comfortable in the offense, making it his in a sense, right? And maybe like, see, the thing for me is like I'm not like the big film junkie guy, right? I just know that there's times where like that last play of the game where he threw the pick across his body, he was trying to get to Christian Watson, right? I think it looked like he was trying to get to Christian. Yeah. And he had to do that because there was so much pressure coming from the left side, and then when he ran out, Nick Bosa was right there. I think there's instances where he's gonna, because he's very athletically gifted, right? Utilizing his legs more. I'm not saying like, try to run the ball like Lamar Jackson, okay? But if you look at the way that Joe Burrow does it, Josh Allen's another beast too. Josh Allen is like a linebacker playing freaking quarterback, right? Like the Josh Allens, Anthony Richardsons, and like, those guys, they're built different. And then Lamar is just wicked fast. He can do everything, right? Jordan just needs to be able to like find those opportunities where like, okay, if I can't get the ball downfield, which he's spoken about, he's talked about like his job is to get the ball to his playmakers and let them make a play. And he's always looking to make a play. And I respect that. I love that. But there are times where it's, hey, man, just take the ball down, just run for 5-6 yards, live another down. Don't force a play. And I think he knew that. I think in that play, he knew he forced it. He knew it was a mortal sin. And I think with him getting developed under Tom Clemens, he's going to maybe probably take a little bit more opportunities. Like, okay, I understand. Okay, if I can't see anything open, I'm not going to force it. I'll just run it and get 5, 6, 7 yards and go from there. Rodgers used to do that a lot. Rodgers was like very much like he looked play, didn't like what was going on. He would just run it. And he would get a first down, or whatever, and he would then live for another down. Because when you try to start forcing things, sometimes it can get a little tricky, right?
Right. Justin, you have the next question.
This should be interesting. As of right now, what do you think is the Packers' record for this season?
Oh man, I am the pure optimist. So I always say like what is it, 17-0? I always go 17-0, right? I'm just an idiot like that. But truth be told, I could definitely see a 14-3 record.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely can. If the defense takes the step, I think it will. And the reason why I'm banking on that is because having a new coordinator that nobody knows what he's going to do gives us the leg up. So offenses can't really prepare for it because they don't really have much to go off of. His BC tape has some of his concepts, but not a lot of them.
Right.
Of course, when he was in the NFL, he was a defensive back coach, right? So he wasn't like calling defenses, okay? So we're going to have a good probably 3 to 4 weeks of offenses still trying to figure out what he does. And then honestly, if he keeps changing it up, you're not going to get a beat on what he's really going to do week to week. And with that being said, offensively, if everybody takes that jump, health is relative, right? That's the biggest one.
Right.
Like if you stay healthy, I'm definitely expecting big jumps from Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. I think they're both going to have big jumps this year, third-year jumps, right? So if that happens, yeah, I definitely think 14-3 is definitely attainable.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, but then I'm a pure optimist, man. So
Right.
But at the same time, it's not unfeasible. It's not totally impossible to think of a 14-3 season at the least for
Yeah.
Green Bay.
Right.
There will be a couple of tough games.
100%.
Not sure how Jordan Love is going to handle the interestingness of going to Brazil in Week 1 against Philadelphia.
Yep. Exactly. I think that one's going to be a good test because he's going to be going against the Vic Fangio defense, which is basically what he's been going up against for the last 3.5 years in practice, right? Like Joe Barry was a knockoff version of that defense, right? And so I think that defensively, like, offensive defense, they should have no problem. This is going to be where it's going to be interesting to see. You all remember in 2022 when the Eagles ran for 365 yards on us, right?
Yeah.
Or 364, one of the two,
Oh,
right?
bad.
It was terrible, absolutely terrible. And that is where I want to see from a defensive standpoint how we hold up. Like, how is Jeff going to be able to go attack that offense knowing that, what they're about and kind of going from there.
Well, a positive is that it's not in Philadelphia, and Brazil is Packers heavy. So
yep, we have that in London too now. In London, we had the same thing too. But I felt like the whole London game was like the Packers. LaFleur wasn't really keen on it. He didn't want to embrace it. He was actually really into it. But I think that kind of like permeated throughout the team. And so this year, I think he's having more of a positive approach towards this whole Brazil thing. So.
I guess next up in the international thing is going to Germany during Oktoberfest.
Yeah, man, that would be fun. That would be a good one. I may have to make a trip for that one. That would be so much fun.
Nick asked a great question. What are you more tired of hearing? What's Jordan Love's contract going to be, or Bears fans crowning Caleb? LOL.
I agree with your response. Both. I am over it. Like I just want I want the contract signed. I want it over with. And when it comes to the Caleb Williams, like getting crowned, like that's just par for the course when it comes to most Bears fans. It doesn't matter who their coach. It doesn't matter. Like at one point, they had Tyson Baggett out there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, he's better than Fields, and he's going to be the next great Chicago Bears quarterback." Like I'm telling you, like when you've had a team like the Bears who really have never had a decent quarterback forever, like I'm sorry, like you're going to grasp at strings, right? You're going to grasp at every little bit you can. And, like if you get Caleb Williams from 2 years ago, you might have something. But if you get Caleb Williams from last year, I don't know if you got anything. Yeah. Exactly.
Even Jim McMahon in the 80s was carried by that defense.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Jim McMahon in the 80s was carried by that defense.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And Jim McMahon was a former backup quarterback for us. So, I mean, I was like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that was the last time they actually had these. And, like, again, Jim McMahon was like Russell Wilson when he was with the Seahawks and they won that Super Bowl. Literally got carried by the defense. Pretty much, man. And Livian said something here. I'm an LSU guy. So I went to high school and a little bit of college in Louisiana.
Okay.
So I'm LSU. I'm team Jaden Daniels all the way. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the best quarterback that comes out of this year's draft. And he'll probably be rookie of the year and everything. I'm just mad that he has Cliff Kingsbury as his OC.
I remember Peyton Manning. His final year was not that great, and he had Brock Osweiler started some games that year, and the Broncos still made it all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and guess what? That year again, they had the number one defense, right? Yeah. And they destroyed. I mean, dude, their defense was disgusting.
Shut down Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had 77 yards thrown in that game. He threw for 77 yards. Like, now there was like 4 passes that he just missed by like just a hair. Okay. But yeah, it was a terrible, terrible game. What was that, 2015?
2015
here, yeah. And I still remember that 77-yard, like, that was just insane to me. And that's when they played the Panthers. And the Panthers were like also 15-1 or something crazy. They were really good too. And yeah, no, again, Peyton got his second ring primarily because the defense carried him. Straight up.
Yep.
Oh, Nick, I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah, dog. I am not a Cliff Kingsbury fan. He has pretty boy privilege all freaking day. Like that dude only reason why he got the head coaching job in Arizona was because he had a cup of coffee with Sean McVay. Like literally, oh, you work with Sean McVay? Here's a head coaching job. And he fit the role by the way he looked. And, at Texas Tech, he was no good. He was going to be like a tight end coach when he was over there in Sean McVay's team. Goes to Arizona, doesn't do anything. And then he goes to the college levels, probably has Caleb Williams' worst years. Yes, I know he lost talent, but I'm just saying. And then now he's down the NFL, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what? Like, he's back, and he's yeah. I'm just not a great guy, man. I'm sorry. Like, he just keeps getting opportunities because either he knows somebody or he just looks he's pretty to look at or something. I don't know. He's easy on eyes.
So apparently, Urinating Tree said Jay Cutler was the best Bears quarterback ever.
He was only there for a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denver trade.
What? So speaking of, we were talking about the Eagles game.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley versus Xavier McKinney.
Oh man.
And for some odd reason, we always lose against Saquon Barkley. Always.
Yeah, Saquon, man, he got to our number. I ain't gonna lie, Saquon does.
I know.
That's still where he's now an Eagle.
Yeah, it's still weird. Like watching Hard Knocks and hearing them talk about it, and just being like, yeah, in a perfect world, we'd love to have him. But then hearing the way like Schoen was like kind of talking about, Joe was talking about, he goes, yeah, you're not paying Daniel Jones $40 million a year to hand the ball off to your $12 million running back. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't agree with the logic. I was like, if you have a $12 million running back named Saquon Barkley, you do it. Like, I mean, with that being said, you're drafting talent like Malik Neighbors. You're drafting good players around him to be able to throw the ball to them. But like, you need a good run game. And so yeah, the logic didn't make sound, but they couldn't afford it. And hence they couldn't afford him or Xavier McKinney. Right. And
right. Yeah, that's true.
To go playing against each other. And honestly, Saquon went to the best situation he could go to. Like Philadelphia run offense, with the run RPO option stuff is like going to be nasty. The only problem is that I have no confidence in either coordinator for Philly. Like Kellen Moore has not been that great. He had his stint in Los Angeles Chargers wasn't that good. He was okay with the Dallas Cowboys, and then Vic Fangio I think he might be cooked. Like, the time, the game might be past him now. And just everything that came out about him from Miami, oh my gosh, those players were just, they could not stand him. They say he was like militant, this and that. And
interesting.
So, yeah, so there's a lot of young guys there too. Miami, I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard,
Peter, I'll get to it.
Yes, coaches should be able to, discipline their players to a point.
To a point, yeah. But it's also
not too much,
Yeah, like I think when it comes to it, like the older you get as a human, right? And you're going to be working with people that are like-minded, that are your age, or people that are older than you, or people that are younger than you. And the only way that you're going to survive in any climate, working, coaching, whatever, you have to be able to adapt to those that you're working with, right? Because at the end of the day, like as a defensive coordinator, your success is dependent on those young players, right? So if you can't reach them, you can't relate to them, you can't adapt to making them learn what you want them to learn without rubbing them the wrong way, then how are you a leader of men then? Like, right? Like, oh, my scheme is perfect, but these players don't want to listen to me. Well, then that is a part of your job to make them listen to you. So if you can't do that, then how is your scheme perfect, right? Like coaching, I feel like that's why I like LaFleur, because LaFleur was able to navigate that last year with everything that went down. He was like odds to be the first head coach fired before even Josh McDaniels, right? Like just
right.
I mean, just the amount of like, oh, he was being carried by Rodgers. He was a Rodgers merchant. All these things, right? And then he was able to not only box all that out, but then turn that team around, get them into playoffs, and then literally be one bad drive away from going to NFC Championship game with the youngest team in the NFL. And I love that. Like I like that. You can't put a price on that, and that's the reason why I feel like he keeps getting screwed over for Coach of the Year, because for him to do that, I think he deserved more than just one vote.
For Matt LaFleur,
that's so ridiculous.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I literally so you were talking about the points or the games for the season, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about special teams? Kickers,
Oh, God, you don't want to get me
long
started.
snappers.
Don't want to get me started.
Okay, fine.
I'm
Do you
kidding.
think-
Okay, I'll go. I got
Do
you.
you think Peter Bowden will be the long snapper? Let's start
No.
there.
Okay, so I think Peter Bowden will be the long snapper. I hope he is. I think that a lot of the issues we have not fixed the long snapper situation since freaking Brett Good. All right, Brett Good was probably like our last decent long snapper. We've had other decent long snappers that have left and then gone to other teams and done well. Rick Lovato, JJ Jensen. There's been guys that are like literally all pro long snappers that have left us and been that. So then we signed Matt Osrich because we were hoping that because he was really good with the Rams and he was terrible with us. And I don't know what it is, but we just cannot luck out with the long snapper. So I'm hoping that that kid from Wisconsin takes the job and runs away with it. I was on the Jack Coco train for a while. He was pretty cool. I was really rooting for him. I think he's in Arizona right now. But no, like special teams wise, I'm really hoping that James Mitchell. Is it James Mitchell? The kicker that we picked up from the Lions. I think it's James Mitchell.
Greg Joseph.
No, Greg Joseph was the Vikings one.
The Lions.
Yeah. So we have Joseph, we have Carsons, and then we have Mitchell, I believe. And so I think it's Mitchell. But basically, yeah, like I'm really looking forward to seeing like if Carson can really take the next step. I wasn't a fan of the pick. I like his brother a lot. I just don't know about him, him coming off of ACL and all this and that. But yeah, honestly, like Rich Bisaccia is a good dude, but he needs to earn his check. He's the highest paid special teams coach, and we were one of the worst special teams last year. And the only reason why he's on the hot seat, but the reason why he hasn't probably got fired yet is because Keyshawn Nixon keeps saving him on kick returns.
Oh, right.
And like it all got screwed up when the Packers didn't pay a little extra money to Darren Rizzi, who's the special teams coordinator in the Saints, probably one of the best special team coordinators in the league. And the Packers didn't want to pay a little bit more for him to relocate. Now, other things have come out and said that he was using Packers as leverage to get more money from the Saints anyways. But I think if they would have given him the money, he would have came. And if he was here, I have a strong feeling that our special teams would not have been as bad as they have been since like having like the one cornball Menenga from like the Menenga guy. And then after that, like, Mo Drayton. And just, I'm telling you, I want decent special teams. I want just literally middle of the pack, 15th rank or higher. That's all I ask. And I know I'm asking a lot. I want top 5. I do. But when it comes to special teams, I just want 15th or higher. That's it. Just 15.
Yeah.
Don't be the worst special teams in the league by Rick Gosling's standards. Please. I can't do it again. I just can't. This is too much. Too much.
Well, speaking of special teams, what do you think of the new kickoff format?
You know what? I don't know, man. It's like an XFL kind of thing. I think XFL, UFL. I'm not a huge. I don't know what to expect of it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks in preseason to see if there's any like true benefit switching it this way.
I mean, it could lead to more returns.
Yeah, it could, right? And you will now possibly endangering your kicker to more hits too, right? And so that's why they're talking about, and the Chiefs are talking about using Justin Reed instead of Harrison Buckner to do the kickoffs because, Justin Reed is basically a kicker out there, and why not use him as an opportunity to like, what I'm saying? Like, get out there and be another tackler, right? Because you don't want your kicker trying to tackle a kick returner,
Maybe the Packers should do that. Like, get one of their. Maybe they can have a audition for doing the kickoffs and.
Yeah, I would. Hey, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that they're already doing that, or they're possibly reason why they have so many kickers in right now. James Turner, messing that up. God,
I just Googled it.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, man.
I just Googled it really quick.
Thank you so much. I was like, I know. Yeah, so Turner's my guy. I'm thinking that they might keep more than one kicker. So you have one kicker for kickoffs, and then you have the other kicker for field goals and extra points. It makes sense.
Yeah. Ed Policy.
You know what? That was the worst kept secret. That was the worst kept secret at 1265. I think everybody knew. Yeah, you knew it was going to be his successor. You knew that he was going to be the next guy up. I mean, even if you go back and watch, like if you ever watched on the Packers, when they did like the history videos, like those the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, right? Ed Policy's in all of them. And it's like,
Oh,
and that
I
was a
didn't
while
notice
ago.
that.
Yeah, and so he's been with the team.
Interesting.
So he's been with the team since 2012. He is
Okay.
not a local guy, if I'm right.
Okay.
But and he's not a football guy. And so Andrew Bryant, who used to work in Packers front office, has spoken about that too. Like the Packers, they might go back to that formula of not having a football guy running everything, right? And on top of that too, you know, Bob Harlan had set up a good like hierarchy. Like before, you know, after things went down with Ted Thompson,
Mhm.
you know, Mark Murphy was like, all right, I want to have like a triangle, right? I am the guy that everyone has aligned to. Instead of like, okay, it's president, it's GM, then coach, and coach goes to president. Sorry, goes to GM, and then you know, basically the GM runs the football operations, right? I think because of who Ed Policy is, and he is probably the architect behind Town and all the other latest things that are kind of popping off over there. I think like you're gonna see that he may take a step back, and he may just be, hey, I'll handle everything else related to Green Bay when it comes to the Packers, like all the, you know, the outside stuff. But the football operation stuff, Brian, that is all you. Now, does LaFleur want to now report to Brian instead of reporting to the president? I don't know. Same thing for Russ Ball, too, because Russ Ball also has a direct line to the president. So I don't know if that changes anything, but I'm looking forward to seeing if anything changes. I feel like sometimes no news is good news, right? So it should be I completely agree. But it's true though. Like when Ted Thompson was getting sick with his autoimmune disease, you know, there was a point like in 2017 where they were like, okay, they weren't really sure who was running it. Like that whole draft, it's been said that Russ Ball made that whole draft, and that actually impacted his ability to become the next GM because the fact that draft was so terrible, right? Even though Ted was making the decision, they said Russ had a lot of a hand in that. That's like scuttlebutt. I don't know how accurate that is, but from what I've heard, I think that's basically what it was. And that's why you really didn't see him. He was in for the GM job and he didn't get it, right? It was really between Brian and Elliott. And then Elliott, you know, he has pedigree, right? His dad, you know. But for some reason, he didn't get it. And then I feel bad for him, too. But, you know, he's been doing pretty good when he was in Cleveland and now he's in New England. So hopefully, you know, they don't cut him loose and they give him a chance to actually run it. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing just like how that structure is going to be, if it's going to maintain or they're going to change it up. Because you're right, Soder's my boy. I love Soder. He's 100% right though. Like Rodgers came in and was basically saying that he doesn't have a voice, so they made it to where he has a voice. Unfortunately, his voice wasn't helpful in any way whatsoever.
I didn't know if you knew the history behind Ed Policy's brother with the 49ers.
Yes, the Niners. Yeah, he was in charge of my Super Bowls. Yeah. So everyone's saying, like, hey, can you bring some of that good juju this way? Hey, I'm not right. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, one thing besides the Super Bowl, one thing Ed should try his best to do was to make the negotiations right with the city of Green Bay and make sure the Packers stay at Lambeau.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think that's going to change. Yeah, I mean, they got to they have to work with the mayor. I know the mayor came in. There's some concessions regarding the new contract and lease and stuff like that. So hopefully they can work that out because, yeah, you can't, you know, that Green Bay Packers are the lifeblood of Green Bay, Wisconsin, right? Like, you know, they don't, Green Bay ceases to exist, but that is a big foundation of their revenue that comes in every year.
I mean, they didn't build all the Tiletown stuff for nothing. They're gonna make sure Lambeau's the home. It's gonna be should be staying cold. Most every other team is trying to make their stadiums into indoors. So it's like, what's the point? It's like football's supposed to be played in the elements.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Completely agree. Sorry about that. So I got a text message. My bad.
Yeah, no, Soders disagree with us in chat now. It's kind of funny.
What's he doing?
Well,
no, I've never been to Lambeau either. I was just saying that.
Sort of trip, man. Yeah. It's funny, man.
So this is from James, one of my friends. What is your favorite Packers game that you have seen on TV or in person?
Oh man. 2 games. 2014, Packers playing Miami. Last second touchdown to Devontae Adams. No, not Devontae. Andrew Corliss.
Okay.
Was it Andrew Corliss? It was Corliss.
Yeah, Corliss.
Yep. I was, holy crap! I was like beside myself. That was so awesome. Um, there's so many games, but like that one, and of course the 2013 returns from the broken collarbone beats the Bears to go to the playoffs, and that dagger to Randall Cobb. Like till this day, I see that play,
Yeah.
I get goosebumps. One more, Detroit Lions, Hail Mary, 2015. That one. So my wife was pregnant with our first kid,
Mhm.
and the game is going crazy. Okay, and then he throws that Hail Mary, and then Richard Rodgers catches it. Like Alina's upstairs sleeping, and she comes up. I run in the room. I wake her up. Like, like she records me, like trying to have a conversation, and I can't even get it out. I was like, "You did the it was so funny. I have a recording somewhere, and it's just like
That's amazing.
you know how when you
I was-
watch like you
I
get
was-
goosebumps. That's
Yeah,
goosebumps.
That was a missed opportunity seeing that game live because I thought the game was over in the previous play. It's
Oh yeah,
terrible. I just turn it off at the wrong time. So
I think everyone did. For me, I'm definitely. There's been times where I know last year, there were some times where I just turned the TV off for 5 seconds and
Yeah.
turned it back on. I was like, oh, no, I can't stop watching. I can't.
Right.
Nope. Until the clock hits 0-0, I have to keep watching. Right, and definitely was feeling that way. I feel you. There's times where because of that, and also because in 2015 when they had all those Hail Marys against Arizona, right? I don't give up on any game until the game is completely over and we have no chance of winning. Then even when we don't have no chance of winning, I'll watch till the end because I just I'm gonna watch my boys play.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm gonna live it with them, regardless of how bad we're getting him. Even that Niners game in 2019 where we're just getting just ran all over. I'm at a certain point just laughing. I'm just like, this is comical at this point. This is terrible, And but I need to stop watching.
I think one of those moments when I turned off the TV was the Saints game.
Yeah.
Saints game I turned off.
I completely agree with you there. The Saints game was, I was going to a friend's kid's birthday, so I was between a vineyard. So I was watching it on my phone, and at a certain point, I got back into my driveway, and I'm watching it in my driveway, and they missed the field goal. I get out of my car and I am screaming.
Yeah.
Saints, fuck you. I was going off like crazy. I was popping. I was popping off.
I missed the first half. Well, granted, not a lot of good things happened in Green Bay in the first half, but I was at church during the first half. But then when I came back and I saw the comeback happen, it was like, whew. And then the missed field goal was like a whew. That was a great victory. A sigh of relief that they survived.
Exactly, 100% agree.
And then the crowd was loving it during the kneel downs and
yep.
Granted, the goodness didn't last for long because that Lions game was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, I think you have the next question.
I'm not sure if have you ever been to Lambeau before, just for a stadium tour or not yet?
So I have. I went to a Packers game back in 2013 when Scott Tolzien was playing against the Philadelphia Eagles in Green Bay, and I did the tour, and the tour was amazing. I got pictures on the field, the whole 9 yards. It was an absolute amazing experience. I had a great time. Packers did lose that game, but it was definitely fun. It was a good time. We really enjoyed it.
So does Costa Rica, apparently.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, 2022, I was at Lambeau for the Cowboys game.
Oh, nice.
I did a tour and the Hall of Fame on Saturday, and then the game was on Sunday around 3:30 local time. But Mom and I got to the same around 8-9 o'clock in the morning because we always be early. We walked around the area and explored.
Yeah.
And,
was that the 2022 game?
Yeah, it was the Christian Washington breakout.
Yeah.
Three
my buddy had tickets. My buddy had tickets, and he wanted me to come. But that was my birthday. That was my birthday weekend, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay home with the family. And I should have went to that game, man, because he had box seats. He had like suite seats.
Oh
And
wow!
Was Mike McCarthy coming back to Lambeau and
yeah. Oh man,
Now-
and went to overtime,
was that my-
the whole 9 yards. It was fun,
Yeah.
man.
down by 14 points in the fourth quarter and made the comeback. Had to go to overtime, but the field goal was pretty much in my side of the stadium. So I saw the ball go through the upright, no issue.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. That was you talk about being a game experience. That was a game experience right there, 100%.
All those Cowboy fans left disappointed.
Yes, exactly. Which is par for the course when they play against us. Nothing new there.
Yeah, I was gonna say they did that against this postseason game too this year or last year.
No,
What's
The Cowboys
that was
against
his last. That was his last win against us. Was in the 2016 regular season when the Packers had those blue and yellow throwbacks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like those throwbacks that much. I like the new throwbacks better.
Yeah, the new ones are nice. I like them all. I like them all. They're all like, I have a piece of each one of them for one thing or another, man. I got Randall Cobb, the blue and yellow one. I got Randall Cobb. I have a Rogers, the mainly yellow and then blue. I have Rogers of that, and then I have my Bakatari one for the 50s alternate.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm literally wearing my alternate Russell Douglas.
I see that. I know, man. Douglas, another great that we should never. That's the one.
Yeah.
Where, if you listen to Jason Wilde, man, he's spot on though, where he's like, yeah, like Gutekunst didn't have faith that this team was going to do anything. That's why he traded away Russell Douglas, right? And he never brought in competition for the kicker. And the second he started seeing the team progressing, it was like too little, too late. But yeah, like straight up, like Russell should probably still be in Green Bay right now. Like, and I'm just imagining him in the Jeff Halfway defense. Oh my goodness, it would be so sick. Oh my gosh, dude.
Maybe he can come back at the trade deadline.
I don't know. Buffalo lost so many pieces, right?
Yeah,
they can't lose him. Like he's a vet presence, and also he was probably one of their better corners last year.
Yeah. Also, imagine Xavier McKinney with Russell Douglas and
oh God, oh Lord. That's the thing, though. Like, I love our secondary. If Eric Stokes come back, I mean, the biggest thing with Stokes is just health, right? Yeah. If he gets back healthy again, I think we might hopefully get that rookie guy again. I'm hoping, especially in this defensive scheme. Then you got Keyshawn, who slot corner or whatever. I know he's getting paid like a slot corner, but I don't really want him out there. I just really want to see Carrington Valentine takes next step. Just be job because Jaw's the best, right. And maybe we can see something happen with Kalen King, right? Like. Kalen King was literally a first-round pick consideration before the season started.
Right.
Then had a really bad year, and I don't even have a bad year. He just, he just played up against some really good wide receivers and just didn't look that great. But man, like I'm telling you, like if you can somehow find, as a coach, as a leader of men, you can find that talent in him. You can get another steal in the 7th round. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nick just said it too. He's right. Devon Bullard. I just keep forgetting about Bullard because we drafted so many freaking safeties. I keep forgetting about Bullard. But Bullard is an absolute heat-seeking missile. Like, I'm just telling you, secondary wise, we shouldn't have any excuses. We have a lot of young talent, and every player that we drafted, if you go back and look at their draft profile, they're all smart. Every single one of them has some kind of leadership role, some kind of captain, some kind of they just know their shit when it comes. Sorry, can we cuss on this? I wasn't sure.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. Know their stuff. Know their stuff when it comes to just what they're in charge of, right? And I think that was a really big thing for Jeff Halfley was he has a very simple scheme, but because the fact that he does take the time to break, he literally breaks everything down for people so they know what to expect. Like you just need people to be able to catch on to that, and I love it.
Also, Kitano Oladapo.
Yes.
People did not expect him to be where we picked him up.
Yeah. It's the foot injury. The foot injuries that made him drop, right? And I remember that was a Maggie Looney and
didn't Nagler like him too?
Nagler loved him. Maggie, Perry, all of them. All my folks. They were on that train, and I joined the train just because they were on the train. I was like, if they believe in him, I believe in him. I was like, that's all I needed. Because I was on the Cooper train. I was on the Edrin Cooper train. I was on the Cooper Jaheed train. I was on the Jalen Hicks train out of Washington State. There was a few guys that I really, really liked, but the Edrin Cooper was my guy. Like that was my dude. Like I wanted him. Like he was almost my like Vontae Mac train day, no matter what guy.
So I'm sure you're excited that we got him.
Yes, very much. Very much.
Also, one thing that we have to remember, Carrington Valentine was a 7th last year too.
Exactly. I still don't understand that. Like, I need to know what was it about him that made
him drop.
Yeah. He played at a good school, Kentucky. He had good combine numbers. He seems a little bit of a firecracker, but not in a bad way. Like he's emotional, like most corners are, right? So I just don't know. Like and nothing has come out since. Like if he had any red flags that were concerned, would have came out.
Did he have injuries? Maybe injury.
I think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe he was maybe smaller than they wanted him to be. Maybe that, but even then, though, he was typical cornerback size. And supposedly he went on off season and gained more weight, put on more mass.
Yeah, it looks like he did. Too.
Yeah, they say he looks good. I'm like, all right, here we go. So I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up now because I'm curious.
See,
can I not type to it?
Would be fun to potentially when the Packers wear their the 50 Sultan uniforms. My guess is for Week 6 against Arizona, because usually might wear, potentially wearing the throwbacks. Like
it has to be a Thursday night game, right? Don't they normally do that on Thursday night games?
No, I don't think.
I don't think so.
The Packers.
No,
the Packers.
Okay,
the Packers Amazon Thursday night game is on December 5th against Detroit. So I don't think they'll wear.
Yeah.
No, they won't do it for that.
I don't think it's going to be against a rival.
No, that wouldn't make
sense.
So I say
Arizona. Arizona's not really a Packers rival per se.
No, not really. I mean, we have history with them, but not rivalry-wise. No.
Oh.
I mean, when I say history, I'm just talking about like 2015.
2015, 2009.
Yeah, like those were like the two big ones where they impacted us, right? So yeah, like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I figured out why Carrington Valentine dropped. It says overall, Valentine is long, aggressive, and athletic, and has yet to reach his ceiling as a cover man. But his ball instincts and technique are underdeveloped.
Oh.
So he was underdeveloped.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any of
that.
Mickey
Mickey has draft grade much more of a projection than others. It was just underdevelopment, apparently.
Yeah, but even then, though, it's basically like what that is, like low floor, high ceiling, right?
Also, he had penalties in college. Like in
that could be
lack of interceptions in college.
That's what it was. It was lack of production and lack of production, and then also holding, because like they always say those corners that do that stuff in college, they don't stop doing that in NFL, because like in college you do a PI penalty, it's 15 yards. NFL, that's a first down wherever you did it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that.
Yeah, even when it's right near, even when it's right in the end zone, it put the ball on the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. There you go. Thanks, Nick. Nick got an article on it too. Good. I gotta check that out, bro. Thank you, man.
Peter's making fun of me because he said, "LOL, hey Mary, it's your favorite game of the year, the Cardinals." No.
Rude.
No way. The Packers are gonna blow them out.
Yeah.
He's only saying that because I loved Elijah Jones from college in Boston College, and that's why he's doing that. No.
That's a rudeness right there, if you ask me.
And he knows I wanted Elijah Jones on the Packers too. And Max Melton on the Packers. That's why he's doing this.
And that's why I'm not really a draft lover or draft expert. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not. I follow. I'm the only guy on the Green Bay this landscape that basically I defer to all the experts. Right? I listen to what they say, and I just basically repeat what they say. And I make sure I cite properly. I don't try to steal anybody's content or work. I give credit to everyone that does the good work. Right? When it comes to like the draft stuff, man, like DJ, Daniel Jeremiah is my dog, man. Like I love him to death. He's more right than ever wrong. And there's other guys too, like Matt Waldman, the football guys, is really, really, really good. Of course, like Josh Norris, Ian Hartz. These a lot of fancy football guys the work that they do just to kind of break down players and like what they're going to develop into. I love it. Like they do great work. And of course, all the folks at Pack-A-Day, all the folks at Cheesehead TV,
Right.
Of course, Acme Packing Company, all of these guys, man. Like I listen to all their podcasts because everyone just has so much information and everyone has like different perspective and angles, but they still like they know what they're talking about, right? I love it. So yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, there's a debate of Elijah Jones in the chat. Oh no.
Elijah Jones out of BC.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or-
come on, man. Like,
Would have been the Jeff Halfway connection, but anyway.
yeah, that's it. That was it. And another thing too, Elijah Jones, 24 years old. See, he was an older prospect. Okay.
Also, Jeff Halfley said he wanted Elijah Jones from BC on the
Of course,
Packers.
yeah. Of course
No,
he did.
no,
Because
Caitlin King is saying, or Nick is saying Caitlin King is better than Elijah.
I mean, I trust Nick over me. On that shit, I'll tell you that. I'm with you. I wanted Elijah Jones too, primarily because of the familiarity on the scheme, 100%.
Right.
I also wanted the guys out of FSU, like Jaron Jones and Ronaldo Green, both two amazing corners. But if you look at the way like the draft was falling, they kept getting sniped before us. Like Elijah Jones got picked by Arizona right before we were picking, right? Then
Yes.
Jaron Jones and Ronaldo Green got picked up by the Niners before us. I think that's right. I know for sure Jaron Jones. I'm not sure about Ronaldo Green. But I'm just saying, like, even like Terry Arnold, I guarantee you if he was there, we would have got him over Jordan Morgan. I truly believe that. And Detroit got right in front of us and sniped him. Like, I'm just saying, just there's a reason why they drafted a corner in the 7th round because they were happy with their depth the way it was, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is, like with Carrington, if Eric Stokes comes back, Jaws rejuvenated, you got Keyshawn, and then you got Corey Ballantyne, who I think was a really great surprise for us last year. Like, why not? Like, dude, Corey was awesome. Like, Corey Ballantyne was, like, amazing. Like, this dude was literally, like, a special teams cornerback going toe-to-toe with Justin Jefferson and shutting him down. Like, it was insane. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, that was, like, you talk about, like, a true story, like, underdog story arc to follow. Corey Ballantyne, man. I was so happy when we re-signed him for, like, we brought him back. I'm like, yay. I was like,
Also, Eric Wilson, we brought him back. Luckily, so no one's picked him up. I was worried about not getting him back.
for which one?
Eric Wilson, the one.
Oh, yeah, same.
49ers.
Well, look, the Niners were looking at him. Yeah, the Niners were looking at him.
Mhm.
And he decided to stay with Green Bay, which I like, because Eric Wilson's just a beast. Like, if you look at him, he is a Greek Adonis. Like, he's, like, chiseled out, like, the max, first off. Secondly, like, his contributions on special teams is the only reason why we were in that game. When he jumped on that fumble, I was like, thank you, Eric. You are back for another year just for that play alone. But he's also a good linebacker. Like, not great, but, like, he was a pretty decent linebacker when he was in Minnesota. And I think that, you know, in this scheme, he could come in at certain points and play well. He's if you look at his RAS score, like his athletic profile, he's like in the 9s. Like, he is a very, very athletic man.
Right, and that's what Elijah Jones was. Elijah's was in the 9s too.
Yeah, Elijah was 8. It was like 8.95. It was like right up there. But it's just his agility numbers weren't as what you wanted for a corner. He's like in the 7s, I believe. I think that's right. But everything else about him was fine except the age. I felt like and I bet you Nick has an article on it, so he probably has to speak on it.
I know.
Yeah.
Nick has a great question. Who do you think has a better shot at 53, Alex Magoo or Royce Newman?
Magoo.
We don't want Newman on our team anymore.
I do not want that mullet bastard on my team anymore. No, thank you. I want him gone. I want him out. There's a scene with Robert De Niro in Untouchables. Now, what he says is not what I'm saying. Okay,
Yeah.
he says, dead. I want his family dead. I want him gone. I want him dead. I want him cut. I want his family. I can't say that about the family. But I'm just saying, I want him off my team, man. I want him off my team. He is just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But no, the thing that I love about it is the fact that we drafted so much, like, offensively on our offensive line. Like, we have a lot of talent we brought over from last year. We drafted really well there too. I just don't see a need to keep a guy like Royce.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
People are like,
And also, look at what Soder said. Royce is a fungus. You can't kill him. He's right. He's right. He's like a cockroach, dog. He just doesn't go away no matter what you do. He's just sticking around.
So, do you see us having 3 quarterbacks? Maybe.
Honestly, I don't think so. I think that they're going to make Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt play for that second role. I think that Michael Pratt physically is a better quarterback than Sean Clifford. Sean Clifford is the quarterback between the ears. Like he has a lot of experience. He was basically selected in the 5th round to be Jordan's outlet from Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. So basically, he's like compadre of like learning the scheme, understanding, giving him information, right? Also, him being with him on the field, like him seeing things and giving that information to the floor. Like Sean Clifford, talent-wise, he's a gamer. Like, don't get me wrong. He could probably maybe win you a game too. But truth be told, every single thing I've heard about Michael Pratt is that there's no way in hell he should have dropped his 7th round, and that he had like a 3rd, 4th round grade. His tape at Tulane was good. And honestly, like if you try to bring, if you can't like put him on the practice squad, someone's gonna scoop him up. And,
That's what Nick just said. You
just said that? Oh yeah, I was gonna say he beats him out, and Clifford goes. No one's taking Clifford. Clifford had an undraftable grade. I know DIC, Draft Industrial Complex. I understand that, but he had no draft grade. Okay, and they drafted him in the 5th round because they got shook because they saw the freaking all the quarterbacks going. But the truth is, you put him on the practice squad, he ain't going nowhere. All right, and you got to worry about him getting cut because he's talking trash to LaFleur like Kurt Benkert was.
Okay, we don't talk about that.
That's true.
Peter said you should absolutely keep Royce Newman the rest of the NFC North.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we should keep Royce
Newman. We can send Royce Newman to Chicago if you want.
No, he's going to be the starting right guard in Chicago. All right? Yeah, he could come to y'all's house, all right? He could come to y'all's house.
And then Soder said Clifford is going to be the Newman of the quarterbacks. Yeah.
Oh, I see, but the thing is, though, Soder, at least Clifford in the preseason had some good moments. Like, he threw like 2 pick sixes, which was hilarious to me. And then also he had practice recently. He's been getting picked off nonstop by Zane Anderson, the man that doesn't exist. Yeah. And, but Nate Davis is way better. Nate Davis is not way better. He's slightly better. It's not saying much because Royce does not set the bar very high. Neither we all know they literally almost got kicked off the team because he's having disagreements with your coach. So come on, let's not.
Royce Newman is my new Darnell Savage, annually scratching my head wondering why.
Yes, thank you. I had so much hype and felt potential with Darnell Savage. I was like, man, come from Maryland. His tape looks amazing. He's a speed demon. He's gonna be awesome. And then he comes in and he doesn't know how to wrap up the tackle and save his life. Then I find out when he goes to Jacksonville that he had a torn labrum that he played through.
Yeah.
I'm like, so then why were you out there, dog? Like,
why was that ever reported on the
ever? And I'm sorry. There's no way Pat McKenzie is laying you on the field with a torn labrum.
Right.
No way.
Why was that never reported? Is what I'm wondering.
And honestly, what's his name? Oh my God. Ryan Dowling and LaFleur would have made mention of it. They wouldn't have said the injury, but they were like, hey, Savage, he's doing his best out there, playing through something. Because they've said that. He said that before without giving anything away, right? Because my thing is, like, if you have a torn labrum and you're not even on the injury report, like, what is that? Like, come on, dog.
I'm sure I remember LaFleur having to deal with all the Bakhtiari stuff as well. Yeah, after a knee injury, all the surgeries and all the operations, Bakhtiari wasn't able to be on the field that much because of a whole bunch of complications.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him. I feel
terrible for Bakhtiari. I think what Bakhtiari did because I didn't have a torn ACL, but I had torn meniscus. He had a torn ACL and meniscus, right? There's 2 procedures you can do with the meniscus. You can either get it shaved off, which is like a 4-month recovery, right? And that's pretty quick. Or they can go in and they can put it back in. Now that is 6 months no walking, and then a longer recovery time. I don't want to guess here because you know what? He did do an interview with Cheesehead TV about this. I don't know. He went into pretty good detail, so that's probably the best way of looking at it. But he even says that, they weren't very happy with the decision that he made for his actual surgery. Like Green Bay wasn't, right?
Okay.
And unfortunately, it turned out to be a lot worse than getting better. And like I hate to say it, I'm a big Barktai fan. I would love to see a way for him to come back to Green Bay. I know that's not going to happen, but like I am a big number 69 fan, dude. He is my that Persian sensation stallion, man. I was like, I love that dude, man. I was like, I don't care where he goes. I don't even care if he goes to New York. I just want him to play, and I want him to just show everybody that why he is. I think he is the best left tackle in the league. I personally believe. And I just want him to do it wherever he goes. I want him to do it. I want him to have a full, healthy season and just be good, man.
At least the final memory of him on the field was flipping off Bears fans.
Yeah. Sorry, JC, but yeah.
They're talking about the Tom Grossi meet and greet now. Apparently,
nice.
People said Kevin said he broke his leg last year and still met Tom when he came to Buffalo, even with the legs.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
And then Soder said I was the only Packer fan in Jax.
We were alone mostly too in Tampa.
Yeah,
we saw him.
There was only like 3 Packer fans in Tampa at the Tampa meet and greet. Most of them were Bucs fans, as you can expect.
Yeah,
as we were talking about the injuries, I'm still questioning the Kingsley Enagbari one. I'm sorry.
Oh,
was it?
No, I don't know what happened there. Maybe he's a freaking bionic man. I don't know. But the fact that he was out there practicing and he didn't tear his ACL, because you gotta understand, like what it was Ian Rappaport came out and said it is feared that he has torn his ACL, right?
Right.
But then we didn't hear anything else after that.
Right, but then apparently Kingsley said he did not tear it.
Yeah, he didn't.
And then why did Matt LaFleur say he possibly did? Is one question.
So there's a test for it, right? There's a test you do on field.
Right. No, right.
And then then you go to MRI. So I wonder, I don't know what the heck happened. Nick might know better than me, but I'm just saying, like, from what I understand, that there was nothing that came out after that Dallas game that you're like, okay, like what's going on with Kingsley? And the next thing you know, like he's out here at OTAs practicing with no sleeve. With no sleeve.
No sleeve, no brace or anything. And I'm like, wait.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Wow. What happened there?
Yeah.
I thought he apparently
no idea.
What? Or whatever it was. But I'm still questioning that injury. Like, if we're hearing, like with the Darnell Savage one, we should have heard something about that. And I'm surprised. When did he tear it? Did he tear it against the Cowboys game?
Who? Kingsley?
Savage.
Oh, Savage?
When did he tear it?
Oh no, he supposedly he played majority of the season like that.
What?
So he did it in a regular season. Yeah.
Oh.
Like let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll tell you.
Yeah, because now I'm curious about that again. Because that should have been on IR. And I don't think he was he on IR? I don't think so.
Never, not once, no.
That's interesting. Okay. So Nick said LaFleur got really smirky with that and said this.
Yeah, yep.
Confirmed it was torn. So why did Ian Rappaport tweet that or say that? Is what I'm wondering now. If that's the truth. Interesting.
Because remember when LaFleur talks, let's be real now. When LaFleur talks, he's very careful about what he says.
Right.
And he's always like, like it's always funny when he gets snippy. Like,
right. But why did Ian Rappaport say that now?
That's the thing. Like, Ian gets his sources are from people within 1265 that tell him stuff without giving their name, right? Like, right. When his sources, that's them working leveraging all those relationships with people they know in these staffs that are willing to tell him stuff. And then who knows if he's breaking them off or what? But like,
yeah, there's something I don't know.
Yeah, more than likely someone told him, "Yeah, we think it's probably torn," and then nothing after that. Because think about
it, nothing after that.
Well, Kingsley's a rotational player. It's not like he's Lucas Van Ness or he's Rashawn Gary, right? So like, you're gonna really follow up on a second or third rotational player as much as you would on a first starter? No, probably not. So he probably just left it alone and then called it a day. And then that source probably didn't come back to him and tell him, "Hey, guess what? It's not torn." Like he probably, was like, "Screw it," right? So
And it's like where the Aaron Rodgers one, he actually tore his ACL or no, Achilles, not ACL.
Achilles, yeah. Well, yeah, you saw that shit. Like everyone saw that, and then like he couldn't even like Rodgers. There's a thing about Rodgers where he says as a old school football player,
Mhm.
no matter what, he wants to stand up and walk off the field regardless of whatever it is, right? Even with his knee, he was trying to walk off the field and he fell down. And the same thing with his Achilles. He stood, he tried to put his foot on it and he couldn't. And he's like, nah, and he had to sit back down. And that is a big, big thing for Rodgers. Like if he can't get off the field on his own, then you know he's in some really terrible pain or something's really wrong.
Right. Same with Kirk Cousins. Like when he tore his Achilles, I felt like it was the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Jordy. When Jordy tore his ACL, he literally hopped off the field.
Right.
Like, he ran off the field hopping, and I was like, oh, maybe it's okay. And then that gets torn. I'm like, what? And just hearing his, like, if you go to Cheesehead TV, Nagler interviewed him just recently, and he was talking about his recovery, right? Yeah. And just hearing, like, how his wife was, like, changing out the ice throughout the night and just supporting like that. I thought that was so cool. And, like, just everything he did to get back, I thought was, like, amazing. And, like, yeah, till this day, I'm still on the soapbox that we should have never traded away. We should never cut Jordy. We should have kept Jordy. We should have never picked in Jeremy Graham. And I will stand on my business saying that Gutekunst did that to tell Rodgers who was in charge.
Right.
He was like, hey, dog, guess what? We're cutting Jordy. We'll bring in Jimmy because you don't want Jimmy, but this is my team and this is where we're doing it. And you're going to make Devontae a number one. Mm-hmm. And everybody said that they thought it was absolutely ludicrous that Rodgers would have not got fed Devontae with Jordy being there. Like, because they all knew that at the end of the day, Rodgers was going to get the ball. Yeah, like, it was like Devontae was going to get his. Just Jordy was going to be a security blanket. That's all it was.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's just ridiculous to me.
I'm still wondering about the Darnell Savage thing.
Yeah, no, it was. I remember he.
Wait.
Yeah, like he got interviewed about it, and then.
Interesting.
Let's see.
I'm seeing Savage missed 7 games during the 2023 season. He was placed on injured reserve in week 7 with a calf injury.
Yeah.
And remained there through week 11. Then in week 14, 2 games into his return, he suffered a torn rotator cuff.
Torn rotator cuff. That's what it was. Yeah.
Worsening the 2-game absence. So he missed games. Apparently.
Yeah, but I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It was never said that he tore his rotator cuff.
Yeah.
Never was that said because that would have he would have got a lot. Actually, people would have actually been like, okay, it's understandable why he wasn't wrapping up because every time he was tackling, he was doing the shoulder stuff. Like he was going with the shoulder, he wasn't wrapping up, and he continually kept doing that. And I guarantee he did that for years. It wasn't just last year. Like he was doing that. For years. I don't know, man.
Interesting. That's still. Hey Nick, do you have any more information about it? Oh my God, Nick said you don't remember because him being off the field didn't affect the gameplay.
At all.
Nick.
At all. If we're being legit, at all. Yep.
Yeah. We only had one more question left for you. I know we said an hour, whatever.
Well, you're fine. Take your time, man. No worries. It's good flow, man. It's all good.
How did you become a Packer fan? People might want to know because if I'm correct, you're from Virginia, correct?
No. So I live in Virginia.
Oh,
I live in Virginia. Okay. But I was born in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm a diehard Packers fan. I used to say I was the only Indian born in Green Bay. And then I remember it very well. I was in D.C. at the Glory Days with my wife and her former best friend, no longer friends now. We were watching the Packers play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is 2011. So this is the game where LeGarrette Blount ran all over us. And 4 other Indian dudes come up to me. I hate it because they were in all Packers gear and I was in Packers gear, right? Like, hey man, he goes, hey man, are you from Green Bay? I was like, yeah, dog. I was born in Green Bay. He goes, yeah, us too. I'm like, no, you weren't. I was like, you can't say that because you say that you're gonna ruin my whole damn story, my whole like intro, my whole everything. And they showed me. They all had like their licenses. They're showing me like, yeah, dude, like we're born in Green Bay. I was like, get out of here. So now instead of me saying I'm the only Indian born in Green Bay, I now say that I'm one of 5 Indians. I am a diehard Packer fan from the day I was born to the day I die. Both my girls were born in Virginia, but when they were born, I put a mini cheese head on them an hour after they were born. So I've already christened them into the Green Bay world. Also, we are all, me and my girls, are Packer owners. So we all.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
that's right. Nice.
that's amazing.
So we're all owners, and yeah. So that's how I became a Packers fan, and basically, in this area, I mean, almost everybody that knows me knows how much of a psycho Packers fan I am. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm begging Nick right now for the Savage article. It's kind of fun.
I like Nick's comparison to Harry Potter here, saying Goody is Snape of the Packers,
Oh, I
the
missed that.
authority figure that turned out to be good the whole time. I agree. I just didn't like the Jordy thing, and I didn't like us gaining broke ass Jimmy Graham. I just didn't like those two things. That's it. Everything else I've been pretty much on board with. So
Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy didn't do that much for us. Only a couple of touchdowns.
I just kept falling the F down. Stupid ass.
Yeah. Also, we're lucky Mark Murphy got the draft on his last year in Green Bay.
No, 100%. Like that's his legacy. Honestly, Charlottetown and him getting the Gutekunst and getting the LaFleur hirings right, and then lastly the draft. Getting Green Bay the draft is his final feather in his cap, right?
Right.
So yeah, it definitely. And then also, if you think about it, because if I am correct, he had a Super Bowl win with Rodgers, right? I want to say the other, right?
Yep.
But I want to say the other Super Bowl win was with Bob Harlan.
Oh, okay.
First one with Favre. Yeah, the Favre one was with Bob Harlan. Nick
Okay.
may know the history on this better than me. Even Soder might know it too. Because someone has said that Mark was president for both. I don't think that's accurate. I want to say that he was president for only one, and Bob was the other one. Let me see. Because Bob came. When did Bob retire?
And also something to know about Ed Policy that I saw is he's 53. So we have about 17 years with him as a Packers.
Yeah, unless he leaves on his own, right? Yeah.
You're right. But then it's like Helicopter Jimmy.
Yeah, 100%.
What I'm kind of looking forward to is how he'll do the monthly questionnaire with fans, like Mark Murphy did.
Mm-hmm.
How friendly he'll be with the fans.
Wait. Nick just said that's in my article.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Ed will be maybe a little bit. He will be the one that doesn't say the quiet part out loud. Like with Mark Murphy, like double-edged sword, right? He would say the quiet part out loud, but you didn't mind it because it gave you insight into exactly what was going on in 1265, right? But like, I think Ed's gonna be a little bit more button up, a little bit more professional when it comes to those kinds of things. So you're not gonna have those things. I think from a fan perspective,
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick. So that's Then he gave the job to Murphy. So yeah, so basically Bob Harlan was in charge when they won the Super Bowl in 96, thank you. And then it was Mark Murphy for 2010. And so then now, hopefully, Mr. Ed Policy, hopefully Mark can get one before on his way out. We can get one before on his way out, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying Super Bowl bust. I'm doing it. And then after that, Ed Policy come in and he can try to beat his dad and get 6 championships. And
that'd be amazing.
I mean,
especially with the draft like coming to Lambeau, like, can you imagine like the Packer, or it could be Tom announcing the first pick in the 2025 draft?
Yeah, and it'll be pick number 32 because we're gonna be
drafting. That's what I'm saying. At historic Lambeau too.
And the fireworks will go off
as well.
Hell
it's
yeah,
at Lambeau.
Yeah,
make history come true.
Let's go, baby! I'm down.
And the fireworks go off.
Yeah.
I love it. That would be awesome.
History repeats itself. Last Super Bowl was Rodgers 14 years ago, and the one before that.
Kevin, is the Super Bowl in Santa Clara this year?
No,
it's in the Superdome. It's in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm telling you, man, history is like repeating itself, dog. What they say every 14 years, Packers win Super Bowl.
It's 14 years this year.
Yes, let's go.
14 years since 2010 to Favre's Super Bowl as well.
Yeah. I thought that was great too. And it was funny too, because think about it like this. In Rodgers' first year starting, he was 6-10, right? Second year, he was
11-5.
11-5, right? And then third year, he was 10-6, right? Third year Super Bowl, right? And then same thing.
No, just no.
Kick it. Honestly, if Joe Burrow gets it, because I'm an LSU guy, I ain't complaining. It's all
Right.
good.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will.
Put that
I
in
will have me an apartment in Green Bay before the draft next year.
Nice.
Soder said he's staying with Nick.
Oh man, me and Soda are gonna roommate with Nick for a weekend.
You guys are just like already like putting things.
Could you imagine that live draft show? Us doing the first round together. That'd be amazing.
A lot of people, I think, are going to be live streaming it from Lambeau.
Heck yeah, I know. I'm going to be. I know. Me and Bernie are trying to do that. So me and Bernie are trying to do that. We're trying to go to Green Bay for the draft and then live streaming the draft from there and just doing it. I think it'll be amazing. It'll be an amazing.
Pretty much had to be at Lambeau all day to get a good view.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, honestly, I don't plan on leaving anywhere. So
Wait, say what? Say what?
We can boo Roger Goodell in person.
I know that.
Soder, what am I supposed to say? He's from St. Mary. What?
I don't know. Soder popping off here.
I don't. Oh, maybe that I'm streaming the draft in 2025. I don't know. I mean, I'll gladly do it again, maybe. Oh, I'm gonna try Basarowski.
Oh yeah, dude. Basarowski.
A lot of people
I
are
love
going
his
to
work,
their
dude.
2025 draft. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I love. Was it Andre's his name? Oh, Alexander.
Yep.
I love his work, man. His work is so good. I know he got some grief for like posting like OTA minicamp clips. I'm like, hey man.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
I'm not gonna say who it was. The guy that made the comment is that he's a very good content creator as well too. But, so I don't want to start no beef. It's been done over with. But like just Alex's like work, I love what he does. Like he just everybody wants to see it. Like we're all craving football, right? We're all craving to see the Packers do something, regardless. But it's just like them running routes on air. Like I don't give a damn. I just want to see it. Like I just want to see everything. Like I literally said Jordan Morgan has nice feet, and then I got left side. I got all these comments about freaking Rex Ryan. I'm like, shit, my bad. And I'm like, I didn't mean it like that. I just see a nice quick feet. I was like, God, it's like G's and Pete's.
I just want to see the Packers be courageous enough to stream Family Night on their website or app.
Please.
You would think so, right? You would think so.
If they're not doing anything crazy.
Oh, okay. I'll say it right now. Packers are winning the Super Bowl this year.
Boom. Let's go.
Soder told me to say it, so I'm saying it.
Maybe we can deny the Chiefs a chance at 3P.
Yes, please.
Because that's my prediction: Packers against the Chiefs.
So this was a fun question that we had for Tom. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Who is one opponent that you want to see against the Super Bowl against the Packers?
What team that I'll play against?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will be in the Super Bowl.
Let's see. All right. Damn. I have multiple teams.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I want the track to the Super Bowl to be like, I want us to go through the Niners, the Lions. Okay, like I want us to beat the Lions and the Niners on the way to Super Bowl, just to shut all that up. I want the battle of attrition here. I want adversity. I want it all. Okay. Then who we play in the Super Bowl? Chiefs, so we can get revenge for the Chiefs game again. We got that last year, right? I would love to see us play the Jets just to have the Rodgers Jordan Love dynamic. Would be pretty crazy because they would just hype that up like you would not believe, right?
Yeah.
And then Houston. Just because they're young guns, right? Like, I mean, you would love to see Baltimore. You would see the Ravens against them. Would be pretty cool. I would love to see like Joe Burrow and Cincinnati Bengals, right? Or even the Browns. Like, I'd love to see the Browns make it to a Super Bowl and lose to us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying about Watson so much. I'm just saying about the organization. Like the Browns organization is pretty historic, right? The whole Watson thing, the whole another, Pandora's box thing, right? But the truth is, like, just that team as a whole, and Kevin Stefanski is actually a really good coach. Would love to see him kind of make it to a Super Bowl, right? But yeah, honestly, like, it'd be cool to knock off the Chiefs. Like, think about it. Like, you beat the Niners, you beat the Lions, okay? Then you go and you play the Chiefs, the former champions from last year, and you beat them too. I'm just saying, like, that solidifies Jordan and the Packers and the floor perfectly. Like, you exercise demons and you beat the last year's champ. Like, boom, done. Like,
maybe for the defending champions.
Yeah.
Oh, Dallas and the 49ers. Ooh.
That'd be nice.
The Super Bowl.
I mean, but Dallas would be smoking, man. That's nothing new there, right? Like,
right. But that would be fun.
That would be fun.
I want to see the Bills and Packers. Can you imagine?
That'd be good. No, that would be awesome. I got a lot of friends and family that are Bills fans, so that would be a crazy Super Bowl party for sure.
All the tailgating, like that game,
it would be insane.
I just wish we would have seen that happen a couple of years ago, because I don't see Buffalo making it all the way this time around. Like,
I think their window closed. I do believe. I hate to say it like that. I don't be mean, but I agree with you on that.
After the wide right field goal, everything was.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, the truth is, like, yeah, they, the 13-second one, that 13-second game where Chiefs scored in 13 seconds and they couldn't answer. Like, dude, that was the one that really messed them up. Because I think they had a shot to go all the way. But yeah, no, like, they just, now their whole team has been completely, like, recreated, almost rebuilt on the go. And then, I love Keon Coleman. I think he's gonna be great there. I'm a big Dalton Kincaid guy. I just think, like, as a whole, the Bills have a lot of new things they have to kind of do on defense too, because they lost all their good talent. Now they're older, like a lot of older injured talent, but it was still talent when they were out there. They were one of the best defenses in the league. So they're going to have to go through a facelift. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of looks.
What about the Steelers, though? Imagine that. Like, the Steelers in the
revenge game with Steelers? Man, oh, God.
Like, as in 45.
We'll get Russell. We'll sack Russell Wilson a few times.
Yeah, I was going to say. I would love to shut him down.
TJ Watt, too.
TJ Watt. And then, of course, honestly, like, now that Justin Fields is no longer in Chicago, I want to see him succeed, man. I want him to take the job from Russ, and I want him to have an amazing season there. I was a Justin Fields fan when he was at Ohio State. I thought he was a great quarterback, and that's just me. I thought he was, and I want to see him succeed in Pittsburgh, just because I don't have to worry about it anymore, right?
Right.
Like, he's not on my rival team, so let him do his thing, right?
But just imagine that, like, TJ Watt against the Packers.
Yeah, that AFC North division is going to be competitive as heck. I actually see Cleveland being in last place.
Yeah.
You see Cleveland being in last place?
Yeah, I mean, Watson has struggled, and we're not sure how healthy Nick Chubb's going to be.
True.
And that defense can't carry them all year long.
Fair. I can see that. I just Cincinnati lost a lot of pieces. Right. They're going to need to really hope that they can keep up with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh defense has been legit. Offensively, they've been kind of like stagnant, right? Now, Russell Wilson, I am not a fan. I think he's like a fake, corny dude. I just do. I don't think he's that great either. But he does bring some stability to that quarterback position they haven't had since a healthier, younger Big Ben, right?
Oh, right.
I'm still laughing at the Russell Wilson did his Subway commercial, and then his sandwich got discontinued.
Yeah, danger
wish.
Danger wish. Unlimited. Like, your ass out of here.
And there was a funny video making fun of Heath Ledger's Joker thing in Dark Knight with Russ.
He's. Oh man, dude, Russ is the biggest cornball. He's just so corny. And the fact is that there's just things that have come out about him that I just think it's all fake. I just think his whole persona is all fake. Personally, I just think it is. And it's not just me. There's other people that have played with him. Like Marshawn Lynch has said this. A lot of people have said that he puts on for the cameras, but it's not really who he is. So,
Peter had a very fun question for you. Okay, here's a fun one. Taking bias out for a minute. Who are your top 3 Bears players? You did.
Man, there's a lot. I love. Okay, there's a rivalry between us, and you know what? They used to beat our butts, and then we kind of came back, and now we're running the division. We're running the win-loss record between them. There's a lot of players. I just can't limit it to 3, to be honest with you. Like, you go. What's his name? Briggs. Lance Briggs I was a big Briggs fan. Peanut Tillman, Mike Brown, Johnny Knox. When Ashton Jeffrey was there, when Brandon Marshall was there, Matt Forte, of course, Brian Urlacher, yes, but I don't like who he is as a person, so not really. Jerry Azumua, a lot of corners that they've had have been absolutely amazing corners. Julius Peppers when he was there, I love Julius Peppers there. Shoot, there's a lot of, like, I'm telling you, like they've had guys where I've enjoyed a lot of players on their team. You know, like there's a lot of old heads, and then the new ones now. I've always been a so DJ Moore. I don't consider him, even though he's a Bears player now, but I feel like he's more a Carolina guy just because he was really there the whole time, right?
Right.
But like I like Darnell Mooney. I thought Mooney was legit. I like Cole Kmet. I thought I hate on them because they're Bears players, but yeah, even like Justin Fields was a player of mine I love to watch play. I wanted him to succeed, not against us, but I wanted him to succeed.
Right. Nick brought a good point. Allen Robinson
was he had his moments there, right? Wait, did Allen Robinson play there? No, I thought he was oh no, did he play there for a little bit?
I'll look it up.
JC, did he play there?
Oh, yeah, he would know.
Yeah, he did play there. Allen Robinson had his talents wasted. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because that's what it was. He went from Jacksonville to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then that fizzled out. And then he got
traded to LA. That's
right. Got traded to LA, didn't do nothing there. And then he went to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And then that's where he was in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. But like, no, like I'm telling you, like by Peanut Tillman, now current FBI agent Peanut Tillman, I loved watching him play. He drove me crazy every time he'd freaking knock the ball out. Like just their defense at one point, like their most underrated safety that never made it because he got injured too many times was Mike Brown. Mike Brown could have probably been a Hall of Fame safety if he didn't tear his ACL 4 times. Like he was that good. And like he just could not stay healthy. And he was so nice. But yeah, there's a lot of guys on the Bears team that I respect and love. And like the fact that they got Keenan Allen, I'm a big Keenan Allen fan, but I'm just saying, like, like again, like they drafted. There's some guys they drafted. I'm like, damn, like I can get with Roma Duze. Roma Duze is amazing. I love Roma. He's a good dude. Like the fact that dude stayed back at the combine to beat the 3-cone record. Yeah. And he couldn't, but he kept trying was like another big thing of mine too.
Mm-hmm. I forgot.
Daniel Manning was a beast too.
I forgot Allen Robinson played for the Jaguars for a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, he started there. Yeah, he was drafted by the Jaguars.
And the Giants too. He's on the Giants now.
He's on the Giants now. Yeah, he bounced around everywhere, man. He bounced around everywhere.
Hey Chad, do you guys have any questions for anyone of us, I guess? Nick said, I got a jet. Bye, Nick.
All right, bro. I'll see you, man. I'll see you there.
At happy hour, apparently. Is that tonight?
That's a Cheesehead TV. Cheesehead TV
right.
Has like their happy hours on Patreon.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I know Tom's going live today. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He always does slides every Friday night.
Yeah. He does Q&As every Friday night.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, chat. Do you guys favorite college teams, if any? Ooh.
Oh, mine. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm an LSU guy through and through.
I don't like any. I'm joking. I don't care.
I'm just a general spectator when it comes to college football. As long as Alabama doesn't win.
There you go. I can get with that. I can 100% get with that.
But I'm sure Alabama's done after Nick Saban's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what Holder or whatever's Kalen or whatever his name is going to be able to keep that mantle going. I don't think so. At least they are gaining good talent though.
Josh Jacobs actually talked about that for a little bit too.
Oh, did he?
Yep. He said he basically said he doesn't think Saban would retire if he thinks Alabama wasn't in the right spot. I don't know.
I think that's a good because the NIL stuff is kind of screwing everything up. So I get that. I'm not saying screwing it up because I want these guys to get paid, but it makes it difficult for a coach to bring in talent, knowing that they could leave at any time for their team for money. And
Cassie made a good point. Georgia does have the best logo.
Same as us, man. I'll take that all day. We have half their roster on our team anyway, so it works out pretty good.
True. I think it's us between the Eagles for that at this point. But yeah.
Exactly.
Peter said another fun one. Who do you think is the second best wide receiver in NFL history?
Second best?
Or best or second and best, I guess.
In history?
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a hard one, man. Because like you can't like narrow it down, right? Like because if you look at like historically, like you're talking about like You talk about Chris Carter. You talk about Jerry Rice. You're talking about Calvin Johnson. You can't even forget about my boy, the Packers all-time receiver. Who's that? Paul Hornung? No.
John Hudson.
Don Hudson. Don Hudson's probably one of the best receivers ever played. He played in a time where you didn't even throw the ball like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many players out there, new age and new old and new age. That's like hard to like narrow that down. And like even like right now, like like you got guys like Justin Jefferson who are definitely like paving a way. Not there yet, but he's definitely paving a way, right? And I wouldn't be able to just make one because I feel like saying anybody would be disrespectful to all the other ones, right?
I was gonna say because you can like make an account for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I mean Devontae's up there. I agree. Larry Fitzgerald's great. He was disgusting. Like, and then can you forget about Anquan Bolden? Anquan Bolden was another great one too that played right there with him. And it was. I mean, I'm saying like when you go back and look at just receivers, it's so hard to narrow it down to one person because like Sterling Sharp is up there. Sterling Sharp is absolutely amazing. Like if he didn't ever break his what was his neck, he messed up. He didn't break his neck, but he messed up his neck in a point to where like he couldn't play football again. And if he did, you probably wouldn't even be talking about Jerry Rice as the best receiver ever. That guy was on the path to break everything.
Yeah. I still say Sterling Sharp should be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Dan Koenig disagreed with this, but I agree.
Yeah. He doesn't agree with that?
He said he doesn't think he will because a lot of fans do not know about him.
That and because he was an a-hole to a lot of the beat writers that make that decision. So because of that, they hold that against him. Like Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but because the fact that he was also beefing with he wasn't always easy to speak with, he went second, right? And he didn't bother
going to the he didn't bother going.
He didn't go. He had a party at his own house. Yeah, I don't blame him. After that getting disrespected like that, I wouldn't go either. That's like he's a sure shoe in for first time Hall of Famer, like first ballot. Like no way, like he should have went second. That's ridiculous to me.
Also, like it took forever to get Leroy Butler in too.
Exactly. And I mean, you had John Lynch, you had Steve Atwater, you had all these other bums that I consider them bums to go in before him. And the fact even you had Troy Polamalu going, who's not a bum, but like Troy Polamalu does not become Troy Polamalu unless Leroy Butler paves the way for what safeties are today. Like he redesigned the safety position. Like it was ridiculous to me that it took that long.
The iconic Lambeau leap. We would not have the Lambeau leap without Leroy Butler.
Him or Robert Brooks. I think they both were the ones that kind of fashioned it, right? So yeah.
Soder has a great point. So many Packers neck injuries. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Collins, another one that we lost.
Jamal Williams, I think too.
No, Jamal didn't hurt his neck.
No.
Oh wait.
It was Sterling Sharp.
Jonathan Franklin. Yeah, Jonathan Franklin.
UCLA right had the neck.
Yeah, against Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati. But you were right about running back. It was a running back, but it was Franklin.
Yeah, but
his rookie year.
I was thinking it was like his neck for some odd reason against the Eagles or something.
No. He's fine. Jamal's still playing. He's on the Saints right now.
No, I know, but I thought he hurt his neck, but then came back or something.
No, he either had a stinger or he had a concussion.
Maybe it was a concussion.
Yeah, it could have been that.
I just knew he was like on a stretcher against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles?
I just remember that because I had my medical assistant degree.
The Saints.
I think it was the Packers.
That's the Packers? Okay. I'll go back and look.
Head injury. Yeah, concussion in 2019. Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember. That's another game I'm excited to watch is the Saints and Packers again at Lambeau. Like
2 days before Christmas.
I'm excited for that one too.
That should be a snowy Packers game. Should be a win. Derek Carr is pretty much washed at this point.
Dude, he's been washed, bro. Derek Carr is he's like the biggest grifter of quarterbacks. Like they hype him up so much. He's not that good, and I'm over the Carrs, man. Both brothers, David and Derek. David be just talking trash on NFL Network sometimes. I'm just like, dude.
Derek's always getting pissed off at his offense people, and
he's been like that though. Like it's always everybody else's fault. Like I've never seen like the fact that like they brought Devontae in so he had a receiver that he could be cool with, and you're still not getting him the ball, dude. Like, come
So it was a head injury for Jamal Williams. That's what I
It
thought.
was, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was a head.
Helmet
yeah.
to helmet hit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. People are thinking
Tim
never
Harris,
thought Amar-
floater, good one. Tim Harris, another defensive tackle. Tommy Harris, too. Tommy Harris out of for the Chicago Bears, defensive tackle. Loved him. Remember one
Never
time he was
thought-
talking about tackling Rodgers, and he had taught Rodgers, and he knew if he wrapped up hard enough, he would have just messed up his legs. And he didn't. He like kind of eased up. And then after he eased up and after the play was over, he picked up Rodgers. He goes, "Hey man, you all right?" He goes, "Yeah, man, thanks for doing that." He knew like instantly, right? Like
Yeah.
that kind of mutual respect was like, I love that. Like he could have ended his career right there with the tackle that he was talking about, and he didn't. So I was like, shit.
Right. So why do you think Devontae will come back to Green Bay? Knowing what
Honestly, no, probably not. I mean, there's he did speak highly of the Packers. He did speak highly of Goody. I think that he's saying all the right things now. I think it would be kind of hard for him to come back, considering the fact that if he did come back, you're now it could throw off the dynamic. I'm not saying it would be a bad thing because you're learning from one of the best, right?
Mhm.
I just, in the perfect world, yeah, I would love for him to be back in Green Bay.
Right.
The thing is, he's going to need to understand like the offense is going to flow through him.
Yeah.
It's going to flow as it's supposed to flow, and if he's good with that, then okay, fine, no big deal, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because of what Josh Jacobs has been hinting it to do.
Oh yeah, Josh has been trying to get him over here the whole time now. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Devontae Adams is saying like Jordan Love is the GOAT now. Like what?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like if you in Devontae's defense,
Right.
what he saw those first 2 years wasn't great.
Right.
And the truth was like it was that third year, and if you go back and listen to what Wildy said, and I think what Wildy said, and then also what Nagler said, that the staff saw something that third year.
Mhm.
We're like, yeah, it's clicking.
Right.
Right. Now, the third year, Jordan's already gone. It's not Jordan. Devontae's already gone.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, trust me, like, those first 2 years, Jordan Love had developing to do, right? And that's what Devontae saw.
For sure.
Right? And so he wasn't about that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in 2020, he was there for 2021, then he was gone in 2022.
Right. Because that's when we got Christian Watson, that draft from the Devontae trade.
And Devontae all but said he pretty much regressed his decision to go to Las Vegas because he's stuck on a middling team and Packers could be even Super Bowl champions for all we know.
Well, it's funny you say he did say that, right? And I think like it just sucks because he went there for Derek, and then Derek
left after that season.
Yeah, and then on top of that too, like I think he's happy with Pierce. Like I think everyone loves to play for Pierce. I think also his camaraderie with like Max Crosby and that kind of stuff, I think is pretty good too. But if you think about his path of a Hall of Fame is now going to be stunted because now he has Gardner Minshew throwing him the ball. Now I like Gardner. I think Gardner's a great bridge quarterback. But, you know, unless they get Dak Prescott sometime next year, which that could happen, I mean, Devontae might need to think about leaving. But see, Devontae's he's from California. He's from Palo Alto. Right? And, you know, I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
I mean,
Soder's talking about purchasing booze in chat now.
I'm down with that.
Netflix is having that wide receiver show coming up as a sequel to their quarterback show, and then like had Devontae Adams been still in Green Bay, I would have been interested. But that wide receiver show is going to be like 3 receivers, a tight end, and a hybrid running back. So what the heck? They messed up there.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have Devontae, Justin Jefferson, Amon, then George Kittle and Debo. Come on. Should have been all receivers.
I mean, when it comes to the Niners and their offensive weapons, man, it's a whole other world, man. Like that weaponry alone, but then also scheme. I mean, you got Juwan Jennings out there looking like freaking like Jerry Rice, man. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, like this whole Brock Purdy is better than Jordan Love. I was like, no, man. Brock Purdy has a very very middle floor and a very low ceiling.
Has an infinity gauntlet of weapons.
Yeah, that's it. And my thing is, you put Brock Purdy on any other team, he's not going to do what he's doing right now. That's the point. Like, you put Jordan on any other team, more than likely he will still produce.
Yeah, I
Unlike
was gonna say, what if we switched Jordan and
Brock.
Brock?
Yeah.
Would it still be different?
Yeah, I think that if anything, because the scheme is similar, maybe that's the only difference, right? But the fact is, like Jordan would do better in Kyle Shanahan on the Niners than Brock would in Green Bay. That's the truth, right? Because that quarterback skill set is the differentiator, and like you can hype up Brock all you want, but like honestly, this year is going to be the year where you're going to really see. I think the Niners do take a step back this year. I personally do.
Okay. Do you see that because of
it's from 12-5 to like 11-6, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe that one loss will be against us.
Oh,
They'll still win the division. I'm just not sure who can. I'm not sure who can win the NFC West other than the 49ers. The Rams lost Aaron Jones in retirement. The Seahawks are iffy, and then the Cardinals are going to be the last place team.
Honestly, I can definitely see. I think people are sleeping on Arizona. Arizona had a really good closing out of the season last year. Kyle Murray got healthy. The defense started playing really well under Jonathan Gannon's guidance. The offense started playing well. They only got better. Draft-wise, they drafted really well. Monty Osiford is no joke, probably an amazing, really amazing GM. He knows what he's doing. And if you look at that division, that's going to be almost like a division of attrition, if you think about it, right? I think the Seahawks got every team in that division got better to a degree. And the Seahawks have a new coaching, so now their defense might completely be turned around with Mike McDonald being there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the Niners are going to have the same easy way that they have because of just fallback. That's just me. I get what you're saying because like it's all based on potential, right? And I think the potential is there for all four teams. But you're right. The Niners are the only ones that are actually established and actually playing well, right? Like Rams are good. I think Rams are there. But the thing is, Sean McVay cannot beat Kyle. He just cannot beat Kyle at all. No matter how hard he tries, he can never beat a Kyle. I don't know.
And the force on week 5, I think. Yeah, week 5. LaForest gotten the best of McVay each time.
Yep, exactly.
As long as you keep talking Packers, I keep drinking. Let's go.
Yeah, man. It's my boy Soda, man.
My God.
I thought Soda stopped drinking for a while. You back drinking, dog? I was gonna say you would tell me you could give me grief for all the time I was drinking.
I don't drink too much.
I'm happy to hear that. Oh, he's on vacation. That's probably why he's drinking. So that makes sense.
Yeah, he's in Costa Rica too.
Heck yeah.
I don't drink too much, but I don't drink too much either. But I did have like a fruit punch Daniel's cocktail thing.
Hey, man, get it in, man. I'm still technically on the clock right now. That's why I'm not like drinking or anything. So yeah, I may have to cut out of here soon just in case somebody calls me in the next few minutes.
Okay, so what you're saying is we should probably wrap it up.
No, I don't mind. I could do this all day.
You also broke the record for the longest show ever.
Oh man! Oh, hopefully it was entertaining.
I mean, we've almost been live for 2 hours.
That's
true.
Yeah. Okay.
And Tom did have 40 minutes. Well,
oh shit! Wow.
Technically, like an hour.
Goodness gracious.
Well,
Tom's a busy guy.
Right. We only had 30 minutes with him, but then we extended it somehow to 40.
Nothing wrong with that.
Chat.
Yeah, thanks to chat, and then we were just like,
That'll do it.
Do you have any questions for us? Yeah.
Oh man, like I'm pretty sure if I start asking you guys questions, we might be here for another hour, right?
Hey, I don't care.
I mean, that's the question that I always ask. Like, how did you guys become Packer fans?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I was born. I wasn't born in Wisconsin. I was born in Schenectady, New York. Then I moved to Florida when I was a couple years old, my family, and then fast forward a few years. I think it was in 2000. I think when I was watching. There was a computer game I played called Backyard Football, and one of the players available in Backyard Football was Brett Favre. And, I kind of liked his name, and the colors of a team got me also interested. And green, gold. Then I appreciated all the history behind the team, the winning tradition, and hopefully that winning tradition continues this season.
Hell yeah,
and the connection with the fans. It's a community-owned franchise, the only one in the NFL, and all major 4 professional sports.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that.
So for me, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm from, like the Roswell, Wisconsin area originally, like close to Stevens Point. So that's how
Oh,
I
yeah.
grew up. And then my mom is from Wisconsin too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
pretty much when I was little, the only way that I would like stop crying is by watching the NFL. So
Get out of here! I love that. You talk about-
apparently it wasn't like any team either. It was just like NFL originally. So
Okay,
and
that's
then
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have
like
any
that.
other questions for us? Like
No.
anything about the podcast?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, yeah, like, so, like, how long you guys been doing this, like, and like,
Yeah.
like, what's your plan going forward?
Yeah, so I can take that one over because I'm actually the founder of Mac and Cheese.
Oh, cool.
So we started last November. Wow.
Okay.
We started our first episode with urinating tree ever.
Oh, snap.
And then it just grew from there. Like I told you, we had Nick on. Nick should be coming on again soon. We had Tom on recently, or Tuesday. And we streamed the draft. As Peter said, this is the second longest episode. Just longest we can post.
Oh, okay,
Because
nice.
the draft day 3, we got copyrighted. Well, we almost got copyrighted.
Oh,
so
shit.
It was some weird thing. It was just we got that figured out.
They just showed the screen. That's all.
Okay.
Anything that shows NFL footage is like they're on that.
Yeah, they don't play around, right? Yeah, it
So
makes sense.
we just decided not to post it for that reason.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because that stream was 7 hours long.
Goodness gracious!
Oh,
wow.
Well, we didn't stop. We did rounds 4 through 7. Like,
oh damn! Yeah, I did first round. That was enough for me. I did that for like 4 hours, and I was like, okay.
We did all 3 days of the draft too.
Oh damn! Okay, never mind. Jesus.
It was tough, but honestly, like where I want to go, Justin can be different because I actually started this with Angry Cheesehead, originally, but then he just got way too busy with his actual job.
Okay.
So I just like want to like continue to grow. Inviting bigger people on. Tom Grassi was a huge start for us.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah. And like I told you, we have a connection with the band that did the tailgate, the 2024 tailgate.
Okay.
There might be rumors of them doing the 2025 tailgate as well.
Oh shit.
So they're gonna come on soon to talk about that, hopefully. But yeah, it's just been fun. And we love having our some of our Twitter fans or ex friends on.
Yeah.
Get to know them more.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's the way we're doing it too.
That's amazing.
Like we're just trying to get guests on, trying to get our words out, just trying to do what we can to get just put out content, and just see whoever likes it,
It's all about boosting the community, I swear.
That's it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Justin, do you have anything else to say about that?
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to to grow this podcast. Life will bring its challenges for me, but I'm hoping to stay on this podcast for a while. And
cool.
I'm just not sure if we're gonna. Well, we'll be busy during the season. I know that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think everyone's gonna be busy. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be. I'll be watching Red Zone all day, every day every Sunday, and at least on the days when the Packers are not on, or when the Packers are not on the local schedule, I don't have to Sunday or anything. I just the local schedule and then Red Zone. If the Packers are not on locally, I'll watch Red Zone. That's the only way
I do the same thing too. I do the exact same thing. Yeah.
It's actually funny, Amar, we actually had Bernie Bingo on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like episode 6 or something.
Oh, get out of here! Yeah, Bernie's my dog. Bernie's my boy.
And it's actually funny because we've been talking about your all show, like Bernie and I have. And
good. Yeah, no,
so that's how I knew about that one is because of him. He told me.
Yeah, he's good people.
And it's just incredible, how much you guys have grown. I've seen it.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there. So that's for sure.
Hey, it's okay. Like Tom told us recently, we all started at 0.
Exactly, 100%. That's exactly right. Like you just gotta keep working at it. If you really love it, you really enjoy it, you're gonna keep doing it, and it's gonna come with time. But you just gotta keep grinding. That's all it is.
Going from 0 to hero, just like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking
Sorry to quote Hercules, the movie.
No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
and we're about to hit 80 subscribers. I think I saw.
Get
today.
out of here! That's amazing. Hell
Well,
yeah!
'cause Tom brought his audience.
Yeah,
us.
that makes a big difference too.
So it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
Oh no, beer-related beer humor. Oh no, Peter. No. Where can people find you in Final Thoughts?
Oh, you can find me at on Twitter or X or whatever the hell it's called, at AMAR3455. You can also find us on TikTok on Coast to Coast Packers on TikTok, and then also all of our guidance and all of our all of our shows are on Game On Wisconsin. We do we have a live Monday show from 7 Central Time to like about 8:30 Central Time. Also, we have special guests throughout the week if we can get them whenever their schedules open. We're also on Apple and Spotify through the Game On Wisconsin channel, and and then also Twitter. You can just find me at AMAR345. That's I have it for both personal and for Packer stuff. So so I'll do a little bit of both on there. So yeah.
Peter made a beer joke. Oh no. Our receivers are going to outgash your defense. Oh.
Let's cool.
Outgash is a
number one receiver for the Packers is going to vary from game to game because different teams might have different plans, like who to stop. It's like, okay, if you double cover Christian Watson, well, fine Romeo Doubs or if you double cover Wicks, we'll find Romeo or Reed.
Exactly. We'll find a way every time.
It looks like you just got a follower.
Hey, nice, man.
That's why receiver one by committee, pretty much.
Justin, final thoughts.
Just thanks Amar for thank you for being on the show, and
of course, man.
Hoping to see this podcast, hoping to see our show grow from show to show, and go Pack Go as always.
Hey man, go Pack. And okay, and you guys let me know anytime you need anything, man. Just tell me. I got you. I'll retweet you guys and everything. I don't mind. I'm not mind helping out everybody else and getting their stuff out there. We're all doing the same.
That's amazing. Yeah. All we ask is like that you like and retweet.
Share, and comment. I know. Yeah, same shit.
Yeah. Also subscribe, people.
Subscribe 100%.
Both of our channels.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yes, big time.
Like,
big
share,
time.
Subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that stuff.
There you go.
Oh, I know. Boom, there it is.
I should just make that as a banner.
Just about, man. It could work.
No, it's actually funny because I know you were on Hey We Like Your Pod. Am I right about that?
Which one?
Hey We Like Your Pod. Don
Yeah, with Don and Matt. Yeah.
I think that's how I knew you or something.
I think so. I think you saw me
I
on
was
there.
also on their show.
Yeah, I think that's how we met. Yeah.
No, I think we met before that, actually.
We probably met on Twitter before that. Because
Yeah.
remember you were writing a letter to Tom to read.
He apparently didn't get that letter. Apparently.
Oh, no. I remember that's when we first met, is when you were talking about that.
Is the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all good.
We'll get that letter to him eventually. He's
nice.
His mailbox lost it, apparently. That's what we're going to blame it on.
We'll blame the mailbox. Definitely the mailbox's fault. I can see that.
I mean, it's the P.O. box.
Exactly. So how did it get loose? But okay, fine. It is what it is.
He said he didn't get it. He said he didn't get it.
I believe him. I do believe him. If anyone, I believe him.
But then I emailed it to him too before that. Is the thing.
Oh, yeah. I can't get on that one.
But at draft, he's going to be there. So I'm
okay, there you go.
Give it to him.
There you go. That works.
Third copy of it,
Third time's a charm, man. Third time's a charm. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, yeah, and you can find us at Mac Podcast 365 on YouTube. We have a Facebook account, it's Mac and Cheese Podcast, and on X, Twitter, Mac Podcast 2023. Yeah, it's on there for once. I'm actually prepared. Here, I'm gonna play stupid outro. Do you have anything else to say?
No. Hey, man. Just want to thank you guys so much for having me on the show. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm hoping that I was a good guest, and I'm looking forward to coming back again and talking up. Especially when the season starts, we definitely gotta have you guys on our show.
Yeah.
And definitely have you guys.
You and Bernie on at the same time.
Yeah, same time.
Wow.
Yeah. Please, that would be
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely plan that out.
Yeah. moment. Soder said that he has to stop drinking sad.
Yeah.
Soder, if you want to watch more Packers content, watch the episode with Tom.
There you go. There you
There was a
go.
lot of Packers content in that
A lot
one.
right there, yeah.